Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back. It is time for Show 101. It's a day of new starts, and with new starts, we have to bring in the original crew, Leroy and me. Jesse's here as well, and
That's
Cal
right.
is back. Cal is here for a number of reasons.
I'm going to do this real quick for fun.
There we go. Okay,
right,
Leroy's
right.
got his soundboard back, so it's a
Well, we're going to...
it's a new year and new shows.
Right,
all right. But now, today is a very big day. We got a lot to get to, but also Cal is here to not only give us his wonderful insight and to promote his wonderful podcast.
Friends of the Squared Circle on Facebook. Check us out. We're just getting started over there.
All right, fantastic.
And-
We'll obviously have you plug that later in the show as well.
And,
but
I do want to thank you again for those lovely gifts you brought us. The books
Oh, yeah, those
and the
are
little
wonderful.
and a little Otis
yeah,
Funko. I mean, that's awesome.
yep. Well, yeah. Well, but he's also here today to act as the analyst for the 13 cards draft. While you guys are not only giving your opinions today, you'll be drafting your picks for your roster, and Cal will be saying if they suck or if they don't. So basically, are you going to be the Jets or are you going to be the Patriots?
You mother.
You had,
fucker.
but you had the good one.
We didn't even get
Okay.
10 seconds.
You were
in
the
before-
good one, but you were the good one. Remember?
I know.
The Patriots
Wait a
were the
minute.
ones who went with Strange
Wait a minute.
in more ways than one.
Isn't in default he is the Jets already?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the Jets actually drafted good. The Patriots drafted very oddly.
Yeah, they drafted Ali
Okay.
while we drafted.
Okay,
very
okay,
well.
Jesse. Let me repeat that. You're either going to be the Jets or you're going to be the Cowboys because we
There we
all
go.
know that was a bad
They're
draft.
terrible.
You'd
That
be
was
like
awful.
the Jets or the Raiders because it took them 2
But
days.
folks,
it took them 2 days to do their picks.
folks, before we even get there, Jesse, we have to get this out of the way because you won't be able to draft if we don't.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
it is time for Jesse's soapbox. 2 words: Jesse Tessa Blanchard.
Cal, I have readily said, Leroy, as you know on the show,
Oh, yes.
I have readily said, all the talent this woman has, she should be a superstar. But her shitty little attitude, we didn't even make it 4 minutes before I swore thanks to him, thanks to Zach.
It's more than a minute, so we're all right.
All right.
It's that New York sports thing, man. I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
Tess, I don't understand it. Wow, AJ
Lee.
AJ Lee,
April.
of course, wife of CM Punk, in that whole WoW production and management crew, we're hoping to relaunch with a renewed Tessa because she's such a star, and already. She's probably not even going to be there when they finally do their first show.
Well, they already parted ways. Is basically what they
it's
said.
just
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
WWE wouldn't touch you.
Yeah.
AEW wouldn't touch you. Now that to me was a giveaway of just how poisonous you must be to locker rooms. Either she has to hit rock bottom and change that attitude and change who she is, or such a really talented young wrestler we'll just never see ever again. Because she'll probably still get indie.
I know
bookings,
Scott's
but
trying to be professional now, but I mean, when Impact doesn't even bother going back to somebody that helped make them during a period.
It's almost like. And by the way, all I know are rumors, and so I don't really want to speak on what I've heard and read about why they parted ways. But it's just like Tessa. At some point, you have to grow up. Like people are relying on you, and they're gonna launch WoW with really no known stars, besides AJ Lee. Like that's a damn shame.
and she really doesn't want to wrestle. She wants to be more
Well, she's gonna be. She's gonna be the
producer, basically.
the producer, and the well-known kind of head
Yeah.
of
And
WoW.
working with the talent and stuff
yeah,
like that
so-
behind the scenes.
It just.
But
this
it's
is
also
mind-blowing to me.
well, but it's also worth mentioning because we always try to do the deep dive here.
Right.
Look, Jesse, I hate to say it, there are people in all of sports
Right.
that make it harder on the talent. You wonder why you can't make a company in America based on women's wrestling. Well, sorry, but that hurts. I'm not saying that all women are Tessa Blanchard, but that hurts.
Usually, the bigger stars in women's wrestling go to a bigger company.
Exactly.
Understandably, and of course, like I would never hate on that. Go make your money.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
get your star up. But like this was her chance to prove she's learned something through all this.
Is she the
and through all this
Kyrie
time.
Irving of women's wrestling?
She's worse than that to me.
Oh wow.
She's the Antonio Brown.
Oh,
I was just
women's
gonna say,
wrestling.
yeah, Antonio
Yeah.
Brown.
See, Ryback's just an idiot.
yeah.
Like the fact he has 10,000 listeners is insane to me.
There are 10,000 people that hate Vince McMahon.
What were you gonna say, Cal?
His last tweet, I'm like, bro, I was trying to like be cool with you, but now you just another one.
Tweeting about
Just
Vince
make sure that
McMahon's
bring the mic
recently
up a little
passed
bit to, yeah, no,
recently
you're
passed
good.
away mother. Like, really, dude? But always wants to talk about how he's going back to WWE. Like, yeah, no.
No.
You and Alberto Del Rio have no shot
We
in
don't-
professional wrestling anymore.
We don't want you,
But
No.
yeah, Tessa
Yeah.
is
dumbass.
she's not a lost cause yet like a Ryback, but it's getting there.
Well, but it's just like I think what
She
people,
can't even go back to Stardom.
yeah.
They didn't. So when she went to meet with them after the initial
Was that the Impact issue?
after the initial hoopla with Impact,
Yeah.
and they were coming back from the pandemic, they said no. They legitimately told her no.
And yeah, and look, in no way am I saying Stardom is one of those outlaw type promotions that'll work with anyone just to get
No.
ratings. But I mean Stardom still needs some talent over there, which is why I think Tony Storm should just
Well,
go
because
back to Stardom.
Stardom also being integrated with New Japan more now that Bushiroad has decided to make sure
Yeah,
that that's a thing. It's one of those deals where, like, it should not be hard to understand, Tessa, the responsibility that you have if you're supposed to be someone who's the star. Just pretend at least, please. Can you pretend?
Who
Company on your back.
Yeah.
Show people what you can do.
who's had the worst
Right.
family lineage month, Jesse? La Parka or Blanchard?
Ooh.
Probably La Parka.
Okay.
Because Tessa, this is just new story, but of the same old shit.
Yeah. You still have no idea where any of that came from.
Papa LaParca apologized. Like I said, that had to be embarrassing to him, because he's a professional. Yeah, he had some moments back in WCW when it became the Wild Wild West, where he kind of like the one time he was in a match and he put up because they were talking about what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because they weren't translating his words properly.
Yeah.
And he was like, anything you hear is not what I'm actually saying.
Yeah.
He like grabbed a sign that said that.
Yeah.
But understandably, when you're one of your head creators is Vince Russo, I get you going a little rogue. That guy's an idiot.
What was more the Wild Wild West back then? WCW or just Mexico in general? It might have been WCW.
It was probably WCW.
It was probably WCW
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
really think about
there
it.
was literally no control. But no.
No.
You're getting started.
We'll get to them.
But it's like I said, she's too talented
Yeah.
to continuously have to go find new work.
When your 60-something-year-old dad can technically still get more
Right.
TV time than you.
His own name doesn't even allow him now.
To book her.
Yeah, she has to grow up. She has to grow up at some point. By the way, her husband's doing very well in Mexico. They won't even pick her up.
For those of you wondering, that's Daga.
Yeah, that's Daga, who's
Yeah.
an excellent heavyweight wrestler.
And he certainly endeared himself to people when he was in Lucha Underground because he
Yes.
really came in and kind of he was a great hybrid down there.
And he was also willing to work with people even though he was a star. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because why be worried about what people might say, blah 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 blah. But yeah, like I said, just so disappointing, man. I hope she grows up
Yeah.
because she's too talented to not be in professional wrestling. But you can almost link her right now to what Sonny's gonna go through here in about 2 months when she goes to prison. It's this downfall from grace
Yeah.
of someone who just could not ever grow up. At some point, and
Well,
I get things were done wrong to you.
And I mean, Jesse, first of all, in no way is anyone outside of you and your culture allowed to use the word that obviously no one's going to say but you. But the fact that she did it, Jesse, they even gave her the opportunity to be like, okay, maybe we caught her on a bad day.
yeah, they kept her around after that.
But Jesse, she flat out acted like she didn't know the
Right.
people that she said it about.
Right. She tried to lie about it, and then all the women who were there were like, "No, you said it," and then you never apologized.
They call her out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, so what happened was they called her out in the locker room, and then the company was like, you know what, hey, you need to go apologize. It wasn't right. They wouldn't apologize to, I forget her name, La Negra something.
Yeah.
Black Mexican wrestler.
Yep.
But she still didn't apologize. Like, it drove me crazy. By the way, thank you, everyone in the chat. What's up, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I do not know her future in wrestling, but it doesn't look promising. It doesn't look promising at all.
Here's the deal. It's sadly, in my opinion, I still have questions about the whole Ben Simmons mental situation because while yes, they're reporting now it's a mental health thing.
Right.
Colin Cowherd did make a very good point that him and his agent have been claiming mental health /back for like 4 or 5 months, let alone the last 3 weeks.
Right.
But this is my question with her is like, Cal, it's interesting because last week I kind of had, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago, I had my sort of coming to Jesus moment with Toni Storm about, where she's landed since leaving. And I think I was honest, but, also fair in my assessment of that, basically saying that you did what was best for you, but, I mean, you probably should have, sat there and realized what they were putting you in, and if you needed time off, maybe at least make a phone call to Vince. Maybe
that probably would have worked better.
Well, Vince would have sent you home for a week, written you off television, or sent you home for a month, and then brought you back. Charlotte could have carried that for a little while, but it's just, if there is a mental health thing, figure it out. Enough of just sitting around and just being like the whole world just has to accept it. No, they freaking don't. And a very talented roster, but like Jesse said, no names, is going to have to make their living without you.
And I know that at first they were hoping to also get Mercedes back, which would have helped. It will probably make the decision easier to let Tessa go.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely a more well-known name now.
Yeah.
Maybe getting Deanna to commit to some dates for them probably would have helped.
Mia Yim, by the way, we'll talk about her a little later. I mean,
just came back to Impact. That could have helped.
Mia's out there.
If she doesn't figure out what she needs to do and get the damn help, she's not going to be back in pro wrestling. But besides taking indie dates,
I hope she has some other, workable skills, because clearly the one that she was born to do, she can't even keep herself in.
I hope she went to school for business.
Yeah, right.
Maybe that's where she belongs.
Yeah.
Maybe she belongs on Wall Street because she's a dickhead. Because otherwise,
she should be in politics. She's a dickhead.
Right, because she's a dickhead. So, but because otherwise, I do not know her future in pro wrestling. It doesn't look good.
Yeah. All right. Well, like we said, we have a bunch of topics, but we also got stuff to do. Leroy, you are now officially on the clock for your first overall pick, Jesse. Obviously, you've been sent the list of eligible people. While
so how long do I got now?
I'm gonna set the timer for about 3 minutes, and you have that long to basically figure that out. While we're doing that, Cal, I sent you the list. Would you like to tell them who currently they are allowed to pick from in the eligible pool, basically? It's not that. I said, yeah. Okay, there you go.
So you want the PW recognizes championship, right?
Pro Wrestling Illustrated recognizes these as official world titles.
Right.
If you win this, you get an official world title victory, essentially.
Right.
All right. So we have the WWE Championship.
Yep.
Universal Championship.
Okay.
And then we have the AEW World Championship. Impact World Championship.
Correct.
Ring of Honor World Championship.
Right.
MAW World Championship. NWA Heavyweight Championship. The AAA Mega Championship. CMLL World Championship. It says from Mexico, we know that. And
yep.
then the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion. World of Stardom Champion. And the GHC Heavyweight Championship. It also recognizes the IWTV Independent Wrestling World Champion.
Okay.
And African World Dysphoria World Championship.
All right. So.
Gotta be honest, not a promotion I follow as often as I probably should.
Right. All right. Well, Leroy seems to be walking up to the commissioner here with his pick. So the pick is in.
I'm gonna play a little
Sure. All right. So
This guy is.
Jesse.
This guy is
Jesse's
so
all right,
obnoxious
so
today.
the very first pick here that we will be announcing.
The
So
greatest
like I
pick
said,
ever.
the first ever 13 card subject to change draft is officially open, and with the first overall pick, Leroy Britton selects the head of the table Roman Reigns, the current reigning WWE and Universal Champion, as his first overall pick.
Oh yes.
Based on that, I believe Jesse is now handing his
I'm gonna
pick
to
to our draft
boost-
expert Cal, who will be breaking these picks down after we announce both. We can compare them. Jesse,
boo button, I thought.
I might have a boo button.
it is a Jets pick. It is a Jets pick.
You boo it. Feel free to boo
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
What?
You're not home fit.
Or this? I'll just say
There we go. All right. With the
no.
second,
I won't.
With the second overall pick in the first round, Jesse selects as his world champion current reigning and defending Impact World Champion Josh Alexander to start off his company,
and you know,
which is
I have to
good.
give applause for that. Very good. Very good.
All right, so we're gonna. So while these two basically look at their Jesse, as we know, will start in the second round.
Correct.
Jesse's gonna go looking at that. We're gonna go send us over to Cal. Cal, your thoughts on these first overall picks? Really, I don't think a lot is surprising based on the people that made the picks.
No, I feel like Leroy had, top dog,
Yeah.
top pick.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go any other way than Roman Reigns.
I-
Time WWE
I mean, it was pretty fucking easy.
champion.
Yeah, I know. Kind
I
of.
mean, this is Peyton Manning, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
you
all right.
pass up on them, you're kind of a dick.
Yeah. All right.
But I do like Jesse's pick here with Josh Alexander.
Okay. Yeah.
Up and coming.
Yes.
Yes.
Right in the same age area as Roman.
Right.
They always say at 35 you hit your peak. I hope I didn't get mine too early.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
You got two-time champion there in Impact. I don't want to say TNA because I think that's the dead name. You got a one-time
Amen.
X Division
Jesse has a long day on this show.
Wrestling of the Year of 2021. So,
Yes.
Stars are bright for Josh Alexander.
All right. Okay, so the next round has officially started. Jesse, you are on the clock for 3 minutes. If you would please be prepared with your next overall pick.
I had to go back and look at the rules of what the second pick was supposed to be.
I
Because to be honest, I kind of forgot.
I sent
Thank
those to
you.
Cal.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Send these to me real quick.
Okay. Yep. No.
No. Trust me.
What?
That's why I love
It was
Leroy.
It was the ladies' pick. Was the next one?
yes.
Yeah, I forgot already.
Jesse.
Oh my God.
Jesse. It's been sent.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah, I got it. Send it to Leroy just in case he still needs it. Although I think Leroy's
What?
pretty well.
I think
prepared.
Leroy actually
I'm
has
good.
stuff ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right.
have stuff written down that I can go from.
All right. So Jesse is on the clock with 3 minutes.
I
To
must
make his
consult.
pick.
I must consult with my people. Hold on.
Okay. Yep.
Really? I got my agents in the other room if I have to.
Jesse, would you, just to be official, 1 minute gone?
Okay.
While we're doing that, basically, Cal, would you have made a different pick at either one of these, or do you think it was kind of the right place to go?
I feel like these are solid picks. You got your first round.
Mhm.
It's pretty common sense here. I mean,
It's wide open, but it's not.
I was expecting Jesse to go definitely New Japan. That was my big worry.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to start researching some of these names.
Yes.
I can't bring
Yeah.
it up because I watch a lot of it.
Right, yeah.
I haven't really heard of a lot of them unless they have been on,
American television, yeah.
soil. So I did a little research. The other ones, I mean, it's going to be pretty basic. How do I feel?
Yep.
I'm not going to get too deep into every championship they won.
Right, yeah, obviously.
Just this first round, I feel like they're pretty solid picks. I was going to boo if someone said add a page that you can develop it, but
Oh,
I
God.
don't see it. There's no razzle dazzle.
Um,
that selection.
Yeah. I believe that Jesse is ready.
Yeah.
He's handing the paper over to Cal, who will be handing it over here.
So tough.
Leroy, do we have
Such a tough.
a sound
pick.
effect for the second round?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the feed as like kind of like dead spot. Hold on a minute.
Because there's so many good names for the second pick that
I can do this.
Ooh, that's good.
All right, there we go. All right. So, With the first pick in the second round, Jesse is selecting his number 1 overall pick for women. Jesse goes with the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, current reigning, I believe, Raw Women's Champion. So Jesse gets a champion
Very good
in
about that.
and also gets arguably still a great young prospect in the business.
And one of the hottest talents still in the business.
Yep.
So I was looking at 3 names this whole time. Saya, who is the Stardom World Champion. It's okay because the last name, if you don't watch, it's very hard to pronounce. Bianca or Britt Baker.
Oh,
Because
Leroy,
she
you
was
are on the
great,
clock.
but
on the clock?
I
All right.
I decided to go with Bianca because really large name, everyone knows, biggest company in the world, biggest wrestling company in the world, and
a smile that goes on for days.
only 30, just turned 30.
Right.
So the future with her, I can get a great 15 years with her as my lead woman. So Saya would have I almost picked Saya because she's only 25.
Yeah.
And she's so great. Britt, like I said, Britt was dragging up the rear only because she seems to be in a place where if you don't get yourself over, you're gonna die in the water. But I respect her work so much that I had to put her in the top 3.
While we wait on Leroy here, who seems to be ready to pick, Cal, your thoughts on the start of the second round?
Looks like he's starting to trend as future stars, and that's great because sometimes the future will surprise you.
All right.
And I feel like Bel Air is she's going to be one of the new top 4 horsemen. You know, like she's going to be one of the top 4.
And her future's better than the show Belair because, you know.
Which is decent, though.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
decent. It's actually fairly
Wow.
So I've heard. Leroy, Leroy, I believe you are ready.
Oh, yeah, because I got to do this for fun.
All right, okay. So Leroy is handing his pick up to the commissioner. So with the second pick in the second round
Totally
for
expected the sound to be more obnoxious than
for
that.
our first overall
no, they got you.
female. Okay, we're gonna have quite the rivalry going between these two companies. With the fourth overall pick in the draft and the second in the second round, Leroy Britton selects the boss, Sasha Banks.
Oh, wow.
Over to,
Shots fired.
gentlemen, make sure that you're writing down these picks because you will be posting them on our homepage
Right,
when we're
right.
done.
oh, I'm going to be posting my... Okay.
You guys are gonna be posting your own picks. Cal, before we move on to our next topics,
I thought I didn't have to do it. I thought you were going to do it. Oh,
I
guess
totally
I'll have to
thought
do
you were going to do it.
I guess I'll have to do some more work.
the draft will be paused
More-
for a second.
More
but,
work than I have to do normally?
Yeah, you're
well,
fine.
wait a minute. I do a lot of shit.
Yeah, you do. But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
Cal, go ahead.
It's actually a surprise.
yeah.
'Cause, I feel like
don't
get me wrong, Banks is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Out of the top 4, I feel like she's kind of in the bottom
Oh, really?
3,
Okay.
3 and 4. Just because Charlotte, lineage, the name,
Right.
Yeah.
championships.
Mhm.
I mean, that girl can go. And then I feel like Becky's hot right now.
That's
She's hot
true.
right now.
Even
I mean, she was
even-
the most popular
Yep.
wrestler back.
I think what's so unique about Becky right now is that there's not a lot of lost momentum.
Right.
People gotta understand momentum in wrestling are people paying attention when you're talking, and basically right now, yes, they are.
Well, I must say overall, the reason I didn't have Charlotte and Becky there, one, because I believe Becky Lynch is not long for going to part-time. I think that's coming
Which
very
is fair.
soon.
Which would be fair.
And I cannot select someone.
She never seemed like call me crazy, but did anybody ever see her as someone that if they got a top run was going to be there for 10 years? Nothing against Becky. I know she was always kind of the sympathetic person for a lot of the fans, but it seems like not that she doesn't have a love for it, but that she has so many aspirations to do other things with her life.
Which no problem.
No issue with it whatsoever. Zero issue.
WWE should be a launching pad for
Yeah.
a lot of outside creation, but also 36 just had that kid.
Yep.
Charlotte is a future Hall of Famer.
Yes.
But the last 3 years, because they're so up and down with her.
Yeah.
Even though, as we talked about on the show,
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of her backstage politics. I don't think she's wrong.
Right.
Because a lot of it's actually her wanting to push younger talent.
Yes.
But she is horribly obnoxious.
Yes.
And so to me, it would be like taking a better version of Tessa. I'm gonna get a top flight 5 years, but after 3, I'm gonna be like, yo, I gotta trade this. I can't take it.
All
this
right.
is not championship caliber for a long term.
So that's the first 2 rounds. We're going to pause the draft and move on to a topic here. Jesse, I hate to do this to you, but you have said many things on this show about this lovely Southern Belle, as I'll be nice, as the nice person on the show.
if we're talking about Lacey Evans,
No,
okay.
but it is time now for Jesse to explain to our lovely viewers, Jesse, where exactly did TNA go wrong by finding a world in the Carter portfolio? Yes, folks, it is time for Douchebag Dixie Carter, a Jesse story.
Oh, I forgot about putting this down.
It's okay. I did not.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just got to do this because he
Yeah.
takes his headphones off. I got to do that quick because it might hurt. I like my ears.
Usually in pro wrestling, when you can get a multi-millionaire / billionaire invested in your company because of the success Vince has had,
Yes.
that your thought is, we have a chance if we do things right to actually compete, right? Now, you would think when someone like Jeff Jarrett, who I think is a great wrestling mind.
Yes.
Now, as he's admitted in his past, he's been incredibly selfish. You know, he had his dealings with alcohol and drugs, and he's cleaned himself up, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
It also, in some storylines, he's at times taking things too far, but for the most part, as people who came up through TNA would say, when Jeff was first running it, you felt a lot of hope.
Jeff and Jerry, by the way.
Yeah. Because their mindsets were in a very good spot.
Yes.
So he gets a billionaire princess because her family, I believe, are oil tycoons, so they have $1 billion, and he gets her involved because the thought is, Jeff's going, I think I can now compete with Vince and succeed where Eric Bischoff failed.
Yes.
Because unlike
It started with the best of intentions.
right, because unlike Eric Bischoff, who still had to answer to Turner,
Yeah.
with Dixie Carter involved, while she would still have to answer to the networks, as long as they kept to what they were planning to do,
Yeah.
they would be fine.
It was also Spike that was a channel that gave a lot more
Right.
leeway than I think other
because
places
it was
would.
the man's channel, but it basically allowed a lot more stuff on the cable network. They
Yeah.
pushed the
Well,
boundaries.
yes. The good old man. I remember that. That was fun.
Remember they
Yeah.
For a
even had
little
a
while.
show called 1,000 Ways to Die, and it
I
would
have-
literally like reenact the deaths
Yes,
and shit.
yes.
So-
many a night I sat up watching that.
Great show, by the way. I wish
was,
they'd bring
yeah.
it back.
That's funny.
That's not what happened, is it?
No.
That's not what happened. No. Because sometimes you forget billionaires, if they're paying for something, they're going to want their input, and they should.
Yes.
It is their investment. There's a reason, usually, that they're a billionaire.
Yes.
But I think in this case, this should be a cautionary tale, by the way, for Tony Khan.
Yeah.
When your billions comes from your parents and not mostly your success, get people around you who understand how to be successful in whatever venture you're going
What are you
into.
talking about? She got Vince Russo.
This bitch was useless. Issue number 1. Getting clowns who are not capable of booking in the 90s when Vince McMahon was at his most vulnerable.
Wait a minute. Getting a super clown.
Oh, there were more than one clown.
There were more than one.
Remember,
but
Pritchard.
Vince
Pritchard was
is a
down
super
there.
clown.
Pritchard was down there, and remember,
Oh, was
they
he?
basically had to hire Cornette back just to fire Bruce.
That's a smart
So
move.
she turned it into a clown show because now she felt like she should be involved.
What was the quote of when Russo was there, Cal? Midgets beaten off in trash cans. It's an actual quote, by the way, that somebody had of what it was like.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm going to have Leroy check that out. So that means somebody's volume has to go down. But otherwise, yes.
There's echoes everywhere, so apparently the
So yeah, I'm
volume is off.
kind of turning everybody's volume down.
Okay,
here.
Yeah, my volume's totally off.
So
It might be the mics. So.
yeah, well, it could be.
Yeah.
So with that said, and I turned everybody's volumes down. On
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're
all right.
good.
Yeah. Perfect.
By the way, Leroy, if you want every now and then, I got my headset here. You can actually use the thing to monitor the YouTube feed.
Yep.
So yeah, she had to get herself completely involved, and then she did the cardinal sin. To me, even worse than Russo, Cal. I've always said, and I know people hate that I do this to him, but the cardinal sin is bringing in Hulk Hogan to do any kind of control.
Let me tell you, brother.
That is the most selfish, self-centered son of a bitch in pro wrestling history.
And then you
love him.
and then you realize that.
Love the character.
Yeah. Exactly. But then you also realize it wasn't just Hogan. It was Hogan and Bischoff.
Now, Bischoff, I've actually always given a little bit of a pass to, because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he also remember, because he had just come off the general manager run in WWE
Yeah.
and being a producer, and I'm sure he was like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun with the TNA thing, because of course they're not actually gonna compete with it. He knew it.
But what's interesting, not to cut you off, is that it seems like the only people that are never backing the newest billionaire are the people that tried
Right.
or they've been around forever and realize
Right.
that at the end of the day, whether he likes to be a wrestler or not,
Right.
it's just one of these things where it's just we still have the echo apparently in the
I think I know exactly what
playback.
it is, but keep going.
okay, anyway. It seems to be the people who have already tried, the people that even though Vince has never wanted to be in the wrestling business, he wanted to be in the entertainment business,
Right.
he owns the wrestling business now.
Right. So where she went wrong was thinking she could have any input into TNA/Impact and believing that because of her money,
Yes.
that on her money alone, she would be able to compete with the biggest wrestling company in the world.
Who, by the way, as we've pointed out many times, it's the Jedi mind tricks of production that make you forget a lot of the stuff that's in front of you.
Correct.
Because remember, folks, again, we've said it on this show 1,000 times, the invasion angle was not good.
Correct.
It was not good. But that video package before the match at Survivor Series, you were like, oh, this has been one of the greatest builds ever.
Right.
All you got to do is sprinkle a little puddle of mud in there and then cut out the 99% of the bullshit. And it's
Right.
like, this was great. Then you're like, oh, that happened.
And here, I think one of the worst things really as well is the fact that for some reason now it became a game of who should have the power backstage, and so now the wrestlers are getting hurt. How do you have AJ Styles,
Yes.
one of the best of our time?
Arguably the GOAT, in your opinion.
I think top 4 all time.
Okay.
I really do.
All right.
And all of a sudden, you do him so dirty.
Multiple times.
He went to the Indies for 3 years because he thought it would benefit his career more, which he was right about. Okay? You got the chance to get a partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you turned Kazuchika Okada into a cartoon character. It's
Graphic novel character, if I may be fair.
It's these stupid things that make you go, this person should have never been in charge of a wrestling company. And guess what happened? They tried to compete with Vince. She burned through most of the money. And unlike...
It was like $60 to $70 million
Yeah.
of her father's money.
Right. And so...
And you don't become an oil tycoon by just
No.
blowing $70 million.
And so Daddy went, that's enough of this. And then also because the channel they were on went, that's enough of this. Even we have to pull the plug. We're losing viewers every week because it's not any good.
To point out what Jesse was saying, Spike TV, I think people don't realize, they were paying the contracts of a lot of the ex-WWE guys that were coming in.
Right.
That wasn't Dixie's dad writing. That
Yeah.
wasn't Dixie's dad
Well, don't. Yeah.
with a check.
You muted the mic for everything.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was legitimately,
double-check it.
and I
All right.
quote, that was Spike TV that apparently was somehow suckered into paying for a Kurt Angle, for paying for a Sting, for paying for Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Right.
They paid that.
right.
And I'm sitting here like, and by the way, that's
By the way,
documented.
those
That's
guys were getting 7-figure contracts.
Yes, but that's documented, by
I
the way.
know.
That Spike TV, this channel that was on its ass in these years anyway,
Right.
for some strange reason, they were covering contracts of talent that they thought were going to bring them ratings in a show that constantly was mismanaged, constantly was misbooked. There were things happening that you got to look at yourself and say, what was any of this?
Right.
And all of a sudden, Spike TV is just supposed to keep their investment going?
There we go.
It's nonsense.
Yeah.
It was nonsense. And then, was the death nail. Does anyone remember out there the AJ Styles baby story?
I think that's when I first discovered TNA. To be honest.
Oh, you
Which
came
is
in-
horrible.
You came in at the wrong
You
time.
came in at the
bro.
wrong time.
You really, really did.
After or before was it the main event Mafia?
That was right before the end of the main event Mafia.
Yeah.
And so this was one of the absolute worst, and I literally mean Vince, remember Vince wanted to do an incest story with his daughter.
Katie Vick was a thing.
Katie Vick is so unforgivable. Triple H had to stop talking about it.
Yes.
Because I mean the Booker T thing was bad.
Yeah.
But Katie Vick was so bad. People were like looking at Paul like, really, dude?
Yeah.
You can't go talk about other companies. You guys did the Katie Vick story. I don't want to hear from you.
I agree.
So you do the baby storyline,
Yeah.
and she thought it was successful.
She did. She in numerous interviews that I have read since, it's really odd. She looks back on that fondly. To quote her. She fondly looks back on that storyline.
It is so egregious what they did to a great upstart company. They ruined the partnership with NWA. They've had to work to get that back.
Well, because they brought in Billy, and Billy ended up See, okay, before you on, Jesse, this is the part I don't get. Billy comes in and is basically under the assumption that he's going to get part ownership of the company, which means if anyone's ever been in business or music or whatever, that kind of says to you, you're going to, like, okay, that says to you, I'm going to get part ownership, so he's putting money in.
Right.
Once again, Dixie's not paying for dick.
No.
She got Billy Corgan to start paying his money.
Right.
And like you said, $100 million in investments. But at that time, you can't blame him for anything because he was very young in his ownership of NWA.
right.
He was trying to do the best he could.
Right.
Well, from what I heard, she never did pay for dick. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
No. She got that for free.
I know, she never paid for
And
it.
you know what? Listen.
This is also one of those subjects that Jesse has had to listen for hours on end of Jim Cornette being right because Jim was in the heart of it.
Well, like I said, there's a lot that he's been right about. He's just curmudgeon-y to me.
Yes.
But yeah,
she tried to get the Real Housewives of Nashville pitched to Spike, which I'm like, dude, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is on a channel that 90% of people can't find.
Right.
Why would we want to watch your old ass
Right.
and your old friends on the Man channel?
They got to be hotter. Then I would watch them on the Man channel.
There you go. There
I'm
you
a
go.
dirty old man.
It's also a situation where every single story that's come out, whether it's been through Jim or through all the other people, it's been backed up by people who were there.
right.
You want to talk about, okay, to kind of not take away from everything Jim has said, go listen to what Jim has said.
By the way, I'm done yelling. I'm going to put on my headset.
There
now.
you go.
Okay, yeah, I know. My
Jim-
ears are saved now.
Jim Cornette was there, and he said it. They were taking interns straight out of high school to run a wrestling company who knew nothing about it, and they were
Right.
in the office.
Right.
I'm surprised she didn't have some 18-year-old football jock producing a match between Samoa Joe and Hernandez. Because, by the way, she probably thought about it.
Yeah, she probably did. She wasn't too bright.
I believe there are a lot of great female promoters in pro wrestling out there, and I believe we need more.
Yes.
Yeah.
That bitch is not one of
They
them.
even brought her back. for like a one-night thing.
Well, she is a one-night thing.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's all she's good for.
Well,
Just
you
one.
know.
Well, maybe one.
You know, I'm
night.
guessing. There's a. I keep saying there's a reason Joey Ryan ended up getting busted because he thought it's cool. I'm gonna make it cool to over-sexualize women and become a quote-unquote male slut of wrestling. Words out of his own mouth.
Yeah.
I will find the Starcade or whatever footage of that for people so they can see it and hear it because he said it. But before there was Joey Ryan, there was Dixie Carter.
That bitch.
All you needed to do, and it's the same thing I say about Tony Khan. I get you want to book it.
Yeah.
I get you want to be a part of pro wrestling and the pro wrestling fandom. Just get people around you who know the bit, who have been successful, even if they don't work in WWE anymore. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. started his own promotion.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
We-
We'll
Why
get to that a little bit.
not hire him?
Yeah.
Because he's a very good writer from the Christian Harloff. For those who don't know, a YouTuber used to be known for Schmoes Know,
Yeah.
doing movie stuff. But he was a WWE writer for 6 years and a very good one. Go hire him. Like get these kind of guys and gals on your payroll who have already done it and been successful. There's nothing like I keep saying in AEW, the fact that you have Jerry Lynn and guys like that on the AEW payroll and it feels like you don't use them enough is egregious.
You know the most awkward part about what you just said? Arn Anderson is still there. We
Yeah.
don't know why because he's not doing anything but coming out and pretending to shoot a Glock.
Got me beat.
And he does that once every 3 months
Like I said, it's
That's all you got to do.
right. It's
and still get a paycheck every week.
it feels it's
Yeah.
just and I'm gonna let Cal chime in after I
Yeah.
say this. It just feels so egregiously stupid that she felt that she alone with all of her family's money
yeah.
could compete just because she had all that money.
And the parallel being to Tony, and this is before we get into the AEW content where you have to speak solely on that guy, is Jesse, it's a cautionary tale of you think you're the person that can do this,
Right.
but it's not your money.
Right.
And people want to sit there and say, oh, Shad's got a bunch, it won't dry up. Folks, Dixie had TNA for a while.
Yes.
Lot longer than we're going in AEW right now.
I think 6 years.
So basically double what they've been on
Yeah.
television. Daddy pulled the plug after a while, and the money dried up.
Because there was just a tweet, the two, and it was when they started to try to go one-on-one with Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Through those 2 years,
Well,
it was horrible.
that's the only
television.
smart decision Tony's made is that he went up against NXT, not the, highly produced, Monday night show.
You know what? Fuck it. Since now we're talking about it, let's just get into them.
All right.
What I do not understand about AEW, every fucking week I come here because I watch it with open heart and open eyes. Okay.
And then it turns into open heart surgery.
What the hell was this show this Wednesday?
Was it that good?
Good.
Oh, I'm being sarcastic.
I
You
would-
can tell.
I would have rather gone to a ranch and let a horse slap its penis in my face than watch 2 hours of Dynamite this week. It was basically a 3-hour Raw.
By the
in
way,
the worst
Cal,
days for 2 hours.
By the way, Cal, he didn't make that up on the spot. He's actually used that line with me before. when
That's a
he's
heck
watched
of a
some-
whorehouse if he's doing that.
God.
It's yeah. It's
I don't
not
want
great.
to. I don't want to go there myself.
They are so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like Cal, I swear to you. Now we had Eric Nordrum on the show. For those who don't know, Eric Nordrum is owner of DPW. Done a lot of work in the Minnesota wrestling scene.
Yes.
And because he was, we did a thing. We were debating about the Bucks, and like I told him, the one thing I will always give the young Bucks is the fact that they did find a way to make $1 million without ever going to Connecticut, and I respect them for that because it also showed that the indie scene could be very profitable to an independent wrestler, which is beautiful.
And now, for those of you wondering, the entire Indies is basically just being funded by Shad Khan.
So he probably didn't even realize it.
No.
But he's got so much money. I don't
Now
think
he
cares.
does.
He won't ever listen to this. Not unless I start talking about the Jaguars, then maybe he'll listen.
No, you probably won't either.
You're a Jets fan. That ain't happening.
Yeah. To be fair, and I love Zach Wilson, but they do have the more talented quarterback. That guy's generationally talented, Trevor Lawrence.
And they already want to trade him.
I'm not even going to discuss that.
Fair enough. Different show.
So I'll talk about the highlights because unfortunately there's a lot of lowlights this week.
You want to just go through the card? I've got it
Go
right
ahead.
here. All right.
Okay,
So we
yep.
started with the once again, and I'll just call it the Pandering Foundation qualifier, because we still don't know what. Cal, do you actually understand that we have not been told any second round matchups? We are still in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation qualifying tournament. We don't know what the prize is. We don't know anything about this tournament other than the simple fact that they're having it, and that's it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we actually have a bracket.
Perfect.
We actually have a bracket. But okay.
Hoping that's right.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me take.
But yeah,
let me check this bracket here.
It-
Okay.
it's nice actually. They would tell us.
Oh,
what
no.
we're gonna get.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, okay, this is perfect, Jesse. Okay, so anyway, in this first round qualifier, Jeff Hardy defeated Bobby Fish. Cole on commentary surprisingly actually did something that I enjoyed because like this is the first time Adam Cole's been useful since he got to AEW. You talked. So yes, no, the updated bracket is
Gosh
now
darn
second
where.
round. Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin, Cole versus Dax, Samoa Joe versus the Joker card. Because, we're still running that.
That'll
thing.
probably be Cesaro.
Yep. And then
You think so?
Yep. And then Kyle O'Reilly versus Ray Phoenix, which makes no sense because
He started
you literally
putting up promotions,
Cal
so-
and I are sitting here looking at this bracket, and if Jeff Hardy loses, you literally have the opportunity to have an O'Reilly Fish match in the semifinals, which would have been a good story.
Right.
But you just want to have wrestling with no actual anything going on. So anyway, that happened. Then we had apparently Angelico's last night was just to get his ass kicked by the BCC because it was the
Of course, 'cause
Blackpool
he's leaving.
Combat Club versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico because Jack Evans is no longer here.
Right.
And we have to use Angelico before we stop texting him, stop DMing him, and basically just make sure the last check clears.
Right.
Which, by the way, this was actually beneath what they're building with these four people because this wasn't even like a good beatdown. This was a Torture Club style beatdown. That's how bad this was.
Oh, it's not. But it was close. It wasn't as bad.
Okay.
But it was close. Oh no. Because Torture Club, they'll beat you down, but then they bring like 30 other people. I don't know what Gato is doing with Bullet Club right now. There's some great stuff there, but the 25 people showing up for no reason is getting really irritating. I will say this about BCC.
And
though.
before we go on, though, congratulations, Jesse. This past weekend, there was a coronation of sorts. The king has a queen.
Well, yeah.
We do not know her name, but she looked lovely in her wedding photo.
I love Jay White, but let me make it clear to Jay White, you might have left for a year and you did some great things. Here's the negative, Jay White. Do you really think you're just gonna come back and beat Okada of all people?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
know.
man.
They already don't trust Gaijin. So,
They love Gaijin and he's been very loyal.
yes.
But it's also like it's Okada, baby, and they're about to do more American shows, and it's Okada. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like I tell people about like when John Cena was having his run. I'm like, well, listen, they're about to try to start going overseas. But guess who will have the belt? Either their name is going to be Randy Orton, it'll be John Cena, or it'll be Roman Reigns. It's one of those three, and you better live with it. But yeah, I thought the qualifiers were mostly good. There were two better matches on Rampage. As a matter of fact, Rampage is just a better show most of the time.
I actually recommend, Cal, that you watch Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage
because
is actually a
Rampage
good
is
show.
actually a good show.
Maybe it's a good show because they only have an hour and they can't really.
No,
they can't always fuck
It's a good
things
show
up in
because
an
the
hour.
Bucks and Tony clearly take Fridays off.
It's a good show because they tape it.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, that
The
works
Bucks
too.
and Tony have already gotten on the bus and are on to the next town
Are
before
snorting,
they
are
film.
snorting the coke and on the way to the next town.
Oh no! Bucks are too religious for Coke. I'm sure there's some weed involved because they're from California, but there's no
Oh,
Coke.
right. Well,
No Coke, just
Here's
Pepsi.
the problem with their live productions.
Coke or Pepsi, sponsor us, either one.
Every time I look
Selfless.
Yes.
at a Dynamite show, they do, okay, good match, right? Now let's throw in 20 segments backstage for like 4 or 5 minutes. You have no fucking idea.
And
why
half
they're
of them are
happening.
pre-taped because we all know Tony Schiavone can't move that fast.
Right.
He couldn't move that fast in the 90s.
Right. And then, all right, let's do a tag match. Usually mostly good. All right, cool. All right, let's do 3 or 4 more segments in the back. And they're all like jittered everywhere. Now, the MJF stuff is always good.
That's actually coming up next because, folks, AEW, you actually proved me wrong, and I have to say it.
Oh my God.
They brought in a former WWE talent, and they just fucking buried him. They brought in W. Morrissey,
Yeah.
officially known as William Morrissey, according
Yeah, yes.
to Forbes,
Yes.
and they fucking annihilated him with Wardlow.
So
This wasn't even a competitive match.
I mean, it started all right, and then it turned. He didn't even do the symphony. He just did one power bomb and
Yeah.
beat him, which I was just like, just one?
What?
For a guy who's like 4 times the size as most of the people he's been beating up.
I think Rennie D got like 3 of them.
Right.
They should have done a lot more than that. Oh, they're
Yeah.
dumb. They're dumbasses.
I'm like, what? For a guy who's. By the way, this is why Impact is like, I'm just sending you guys who aren't champions because I don't trust you anymore.
No.
You
jobbed out the virtuoso.
Makes sense, and then just like
You jobbed out the virtuoso.
I hadn't gotten to that yet. I don't want to hear anyone from AEW tell me
yeah.
that women's wrestling in WWE is bad ever again. Women's wrestling,
For better or for
out of
worse,
MLW is bad.
for better or for
Impact.
worse, WWE tries to put the women on in a serious fashion. Sometimes it goes off the rails, but they at least try to stick to it.
Their main eventers feel like the male main eventers.
They do.
They actually do it well enough still.
Yes.
I know we're skipping ahead. What the fuck was that? What? You finally get Deonna Purrazzo, so you can do this excellent match with Mercedes Martinez, and you crush their time? You crush their time! So they're basically working a 6-minute match
Yep.
in the 10 minutes you have left on TV
Oh.
because they don't really do an overrun.
Oh, by the way, Cal, in case you're wondering, this is for a title.
Yeah, they unified the ROH Women's Championships. What?
You wonder why the ROH audience hasn't come over? This is why.
this goes back to Big Swell again, then, right? With the whole not taking women's wrestling serious.
She's been right about that the whole time. Like, all you got to do is watch Dynamite. It's clear. And, then, by the way, because like I said, I'm one of the few guys, I love wrestling so much. I actually still watch Dark and Dark Elevation. And yes, there's a
First
lot
of
more.
all props to Mercedes. She's finally getting what she's probably
Well,
deserved in
yes.
this business
Yes.
for 15 years.
Yes.
But even she had to walk backstage and say to herself, what the fuck was this?
Just,
6 minutes for a main event. Come on.
for main event. I do not want to hear how progressive AEW is ever again.
Oh, but don't forget, AEW asked for overflow time and used 2 minutes.
They barely go over. I'm about to say they barely go over apparently they're allotted 10.
Yeah.
And they barely ever go over 1 minute.
Well, Vince will push Raw 7 minutes. That's usually his average is 7.
Because if you watch SmackDown,
but he's given 10.
if you watch SmackDown, technically they end SmackDown like 3 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because they apparently Fox is very adamant. Like, hey, by the 1 minute after the next hour, your show's off the air.
Yeah.
Like we have to do the local news for where everything is.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, people, and I guess it's just a matter of opinion. SmackDown most of the time is better than Dynamite, man. I'm sorry.
A lot of repeat matches on SmackDown, but they seem to be going places.
Here's what pisses me off about the bad shit on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Their fans give it a pass.
Yeah.
Their hardcores give it a pass.
Yeah.
Listen, WWE hardcores are out there and they're annoying. But I have never seen them give something egregious a pass. Like, everyone hated what happened to Karrion Kross. Even the hardcores. Most of the hardcores are like, yeah, they're not getting a wait and see pass on this. This is horseshit. Why are they treating this guy like this? Like, this is a guy they can build.
From
and
the
then, of course,
moment
they released him.
From the moment they saw the helmet, Twitter literally wouldn't shut up
Yeah.
about just cut the guy.
Right, like if this is what
It
you're
was
gonna
awful.
do, right? If this is what you're gonna do with him, let him go.
Yeah.
like let him go do something else.
Yeah.
and I'll
Well-
give the WWE hardcores that. Go ahead.
Yeah, they couldn't do. He couldn't pull off the helmet like Ron Simmons did.
Well, because it was a terrible gimmick.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the gimmick? We still don't know.
But he wore that helmet once for an NXT show, and for some reason, Bruce Pritchard thought that makes him an attraction. I know you got the chance to meet the man, Cal. He is very legendary.
I love the guy. I just had to,
But-
You had to just kind of jab that in and twist it a little bit there, didn't you?
That guy could not book two cats having a fight. I don't know why he's allowed to book pro wrestling. It's
He's a yes man for Vince.
He's-
Even though you listen to the podcast, he's always towing that line.
His lips.
to protect Vince.
Oh,
His-
Corey Graves will say
his
whatever the
lips
hell he wants
pucker
on
up.
his podcast. Bruce Pritchard's still on a script on that damn podcast.
yeah, clearly.
It's insanity.
His,
It's absolutely
his
insanity.
lips are attached to
just to
Vince's
kind of run
ass.
through some stuff that
a part of me wonders if he has some sort of like gambling problem.
yeah, right.
Because I don't know how you kiss that much ass all the time.
Jesse's favorite part of the night clearly was the fact that Hangman Adam Page calls out Mr. Phillip Brooks, and we're now giving that more time.
Here's the thing.
They're promoting a world champion.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Shocking, isn't it?
Here's the thing. People thought this was a heel turn. Clearly it wasn't. He was just saying the obvious. You guys can cheer CM Punk all you want. Spoiler. I'm going to beat his ass.
It was the most believable he's been
Right,
this
it's the
entire
most
championship
believable
run.
he's been this whole time.
Yeah. There was also Chris KK Jericho.
Yeah, you know his new nickname is called. He's calling himself the Wizard.
Dressing like a Ku Klux member. That was as close to a Ku Klux Klan costume I've ever seen.
Oh
that
my!
package made no sense. This happened.
What's happened to him?
I'm amazed the magic he's trying to do, and it doesn't
Who
work.
on your show, by the way, put
Wow.
Jericho in their Mount Rushmore?
I mean, I love Jericho.
He's one of the greatest of
It
all
wasn't
time.
you. It was one of your buddies put Jericho on their Mount Rushmore during your first episode.
They hate him. So
Oh, do they? Okay.
Okay, sweet.
I feel like he's trying to be too relevant now and too.
How is the Ku Klux Klan relevant?
No, I'm just saying, like he's the one.
Come on, Jesse. Am I lying? I'm sorry. Not to cut you off, but Jesse, am I lying with what I'm saying about that?
Cal, I'm going to let you finish talking as I play. Because I go ahead, Cal.
Yeah, go ahead,
The one
man.
that said that you always got to reinvent yourself. And it seems like he's trying to find the next one that
Weekly?
so that he can. Have,
You have to
like,
reinvent yourself weekly.
He can have his whole like faces of Foley. It's like he's got 9 different things. It's just like
And he beat
one of them stick to it.
and he beat Santana, one of their young tag team
And then same with
specialists.
don't be like Hardy and keep flipping through them. Stick to one for me. But with that tournament, though, I look at it and I'm like, where is the up and comer?
Right.
Yeah.
Where is the guy that you
Nothing against Ray Phoenix, but Ray's not exactly a young spring chicken
He ain't no
anymore.
spring chicken anymore.
No.
A lot more injuries for him recently.
Yeah.
everyone on there pretty much is almost a WWE guy too.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing I took away is like, I saw Dante had a match to qualify or whatever. That would have been great to have one in there so that they can build
He lost to Ray, so yeah.
the star.
Yeah.
And give him like the momentum to, get to almost the finals and just
Ye-
come up short. Like, hey, it's not your time, kid. Maybe next year.
Well, yeah, and also, it's funny that you speak upon young talent that they've forgotten about for some strange reason. I don't know why. Jesse, I don't think I asked you this, but maybe I'll ask you now. So Brian Pillman Jr. is still there, and even though he hasn't really done much with the House of Black over the last 3 months, he calls out the House of Black because Julia Hart, who's actually doing halfway decent stuff with the House of Black, randomly, even though she's been doing it in the women's division, she's been by herself. You haven't seen the Varsity Blondes. Out of nowhere, the Varsity Blondes are just back calling out the House of Black. So once again, we dropped this for 3 months, and now we're coming back.
Well, this is classic AEW booking.
Long-term storytelling.
Forget shit for 3 months. It's got.
Let me be
Idiots.
very clear. Let me be insanely clear. First, back to Jericho. He's a Hall of Famer.
No doubt, yep.
New Japan, WWE, wherever.
Would you give him Hall of Fame based on his not the Painmaker, but like earlier stuff when he was there back in the day?
Yeah. You know what? And I give the Painmaker a lot of credit because
Well, no, I'm
I
not
thought
taking
that was
away
a lot
from
of
it.
fun.
Yeah.
and it was a twist to his character. I did not mind the heel Jericho when AEW started. I was one of the ones I'm like, I like it because
Le Champion.
that crowd should hate him. He's a WWE guy.
Yeah.
Even though he started in WCW, he's a WWE guy.
Yep.
A wizard! You look like a clan member? What? Were you that insulted by the NBA crowd? What? Are you that thin-skinned? What? What is this shit?
He's not thick-skinned. He's like thick-skulled.
Did he enforce Trump though too?
I was so loud.
He did, yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my
when you listen to the
God.
podcast, guys, the audio went out a little bit because I got so loud, and I apologize.
Yeah.
This is stupid. This is why Vince is there,
Yeah.
and he always goes to certain things. No.
Exactly. There's no game.
Everyone's like Vince McMahon puts some dumb stuff on television. Never put a Klansman on television. He never put a Klansman on television. Not that I can remember. Find the footage and tweet it to us. But last I checked, there was no Klansman.
This is so egregiously fucking dumb.
Yeah.
We did have the Killer Santa though, right?
That
That was yeah.
I'll give him. But
That
like,
I'll give him.
But
That
like,
I'll give him.
But like there, all you're doing is insulting Christians. You're not insulting an entire race.
Then you had the knockoff of the what was it, Mordecai was his name, all white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who just turned into a vampire?
Chris Jericho's a fucking idiot. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nostalgia Jericho from like.
And I have no
And there's
problem with
no
it.
issue with that.
Because I loved Chris Jericho back then. But this Chris Jericho, I remember once there was a video that went out that he took heat for because this lady tried to come punch him in the face as he was getting into an escort truck, and he slapped her. He had every right to, because he had every right to defend himself.
Yes.
Nowadays, after a Fozzy concert,
Yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Yep.
Because somebody needs to whoop his ass and be like, this is terrible. What are you doing?
And to be fair, Jesse will not be paying for a ticket to the Fozzy
Why
concert.
wait till after the show and just sneak into the VIP thing they do beforehand?
You know what? That's right. It's not like they checked like for COVID or anything.
I like Fozzy. I've seen him.
Fozzy's great.
But
Jericho's the problem, but Fozzy's great.
Rich and those guys are excellent musicians. I love Fozzy.
I just hope he doesn't turn into Taker and just sticks around.
And by the way, we're like fucking 5 months into this Eddie Kingston thing. When does it end?
Yeah, I don't see anything in him.
Neither did WWE,
I just
and he's still
And
bitter.
he's still fucking
And
bitter
he's
about
bitter
it.
about it. Also, Thunder Rosa called out Serena Deeb. Can't wait for that to happen.
That's going to be a great match as long as they give it time. Not 6 minutes. Not during the middle of the show. Don't just throw it on Rampage where no one fucking really watches still. Right.
Here's the thing. If you still have pay-per-view, under what circumstances does it make any sense to never build to it?
Yeah, when I went to that show in Minneapolis, I was like, where are the big stars to make me want to buy the ticket for the next night?
Right.
The only big star I saw come out that night, again, not to jump on Jericho's train here, but that was the only
Right.
huge star that
Right.
was coming out. But yet Daniel Bryan, the Bucks, and all them did signings that day, but they weren't there.
Right.
I was like, oh shit, I'm coming Friday. Hopefully Daniel Bryan's coming out here just to
Yeah.
bring up his match. Nothing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
I went to MAW the next day and I was like, that's shit. They're more
button.
trying to get me to go
Yeah.
versus this show.
Right.
And
right.
then of course we go into the main event that Jesse already got talked to. The reason why we're going into it is Jesse's already explained the issues with the 6 minutes, but here's according to Forbes, which is all true. Here's some fun little highlights, shall I? The match didn't start until 6:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as AEW gave limited time to the first two main eventers. Although apparently it's exactly Excalibur with a straight face. Word for word, Jesse, I'm reading this. With a straight face, Excalibur claimed, "We will stick with this match as long as they need to, even if it goes 60 minutes." Okay. Ring announcer Bobby Cruz referred to her as one half of the ROH Women's Champion. That was Mercedes Martinez's entrance. And then Deonna Purrazzo got heat for refusing to honor the code of honor, and Mercedes Martinez somewhat surprisingly, this is actually what it says. Somewhat surprisingly won the undisputed Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and the match even went a couple of minutes past 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I mean,
Just
do they not have somebody running the time to see, like,
Oh, they do.
you know,
Oh, they do.
going over, like, oh, we're going to lose the back in here, and then easily just change the match that night then.
Or I don't know, save it for next week when maybe you don't have a bunch of shit that's all backed up.
Do something to build more heat.
Hell, this would have been good on Rampage.
Oh, yeah, would have been great.
Because shit gets time on Rampage. But, so that was Dynamite for the
Like I
week.
said, I mean, you can still have the match, but just find a way to progress the story then.
Yeah.
If you know, okay, we have 6.
Well, their pay-per-view's coming up, isn't it? Forbidden Door?
Next 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, yeah.
No, sorry, Forbidden Door's in June, but they do have a pay-per-view
Yeah.
coming up here. So you couldn't wait 2 weeks to give these women ample time on what is always a 4.5-hour show, which even Vince stopped doing.
'Cause I think that's a show in Vegas.
Is that the
That's
Vegas
I
show?
think that's Double or
Leroy?
Nothing.
Is
What?
that Double or Nothing coming up in 2 weeks for AEW?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, before we look at okay, I have a question because Leroy's heard this. I've heard this. Cal, have you heard before we get into the draft here? Have you heard the statistics given on the last 2 Jim Cornette podcasts on the gimmick matches, the amount they've had in AEW that basically also discluded, and so remember, they discluded 10-mans, triple threats,
Right.
stuff like that. Have you heard the statistics on this?
So just to start, I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Randy because he fucking loves Cornette, and I just cannot stand listening to him. So I just wanted to get that cheap plug
Okay,
in there
well,
so I
yeah,
could
no,
say
that's
that
fair.
I can't stand Cornette because he's like Bret Hart and he just complains too much.
Well,
Not
that I
against
get. But
Not against you on that.
before,
I have a Cornette signed photo that says "fuck you, Cal,"
yes.
By the way,
which is
actually-
beautiful.
Yes,
but I
yes,
just
yeah.
I love the
I
fact,
loved him as a manager. No, I just can't listen to him talk.
Yeah. Anyway,
Love the fact that, by the way, Brett re-upped with WWE's Legends contract, by the way. For those who don't know, that went under the radar. He re-upped for 5 more years on his Legend contract.
but you want to know what's interesting?
How's he going to host that belt in AD?
No, hold on.
I know.
Here's the interesting part about that. Apparently, this is the brilliance behind Tony Khan. That was only for merchandising. So Tony Khan never booked him for the Owen Hart thing because he was like, oh, he's working. So Tony Khan never even checked. Brett missed indie bookings. He missed other things. He missed out on an AEW paycheck because Tony didn't double check the contract. It was solely a merchandise deal. So Tony Khan's not even paying attention to one of the biggest stars in the history of the business.
No, he's bred in. Yeah, Double or Nothing is May 29th.
Okay,
We're
so
the
yeah, it's
weekend
Double or Nothing.
in
So-
Vegas.
So the Virtuosa.
T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah.
Where at?
T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, Vegas, yeah.
The Virtuosa and Mercedes Martinez, need I say more, were given 6 minutes on a basic cable show instead of waiting 14 days for pay-per-view.
To be fair, you know what? It's only May 9th, so 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Whatever.
Anyway.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way, everyone out
Yeah.
there. Happy Mother's
yeah.
Day.
I'm not a mother.
Mother's Day. All right, but anyway.
You want to know why? Because you're going to be given more time of love than these women got.
Yeah, basically. All right, so now we will move on. Cal and I will once again put on our suit and ties. We're moving to the 3rd round of the draft, folks.
God, that's
Jesse,
scary.
I believe you are now on the clock. You have 3 minutes.
Soon. Yeah,
The USFL got more time than Deonna Purrazzo.
I've yet to watch that. I got to.
There
I
you
keep
go.
forgetting about that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
no,
check
it's
it out.
decent Football.
But talking about suit and tie, if somebody needs something to wear, you look behind me and you see these lovely shirts, and I'm wearing one, so is Zach, of 13 cards out of change. $20. You get this lovely shirt. You got to deal with our images on it, but I think they're really good.
I think
I think they turned out really well.
I think Jesse looks fantastic.
It does. So, yeah,
came out really good.
contact us
yeah.
through our Facebook page, Messenger. Me or Jesse will answer you as soon as we can. We're working, we're busy. But, yeah, $20. We can send you a shirt, or if you live in Duluth, come find me. $20. Well, I work in Superior now, but
Yeah, we're
$20.
friends.
Also,
Large and extra large.
also
Any size, we'll get
not
it.
just our shirts, but there is also another local shirt maker / clothes maker here in
That
town.
is true.
Yes.
Where if you are ever coming to a show and you want to come visit us and the wonderful, beautiful, I mean, look how beautiful this man is on my camera. He's just beautifying it up.
Oh, yeah.
Beard
there
up
is
full.
handmade mama. Zach, can you tell people more about this wonderful, wonderful business?
I would absolutely love to. Handmade Mama LLC, homemade children's clothing boutique, open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., located in the Holiday Center on the second floor, across from the Skywalk Subway restaurant, in the Holiday Center of Duluth, Minnesota.
Correct.
All the products at Handmade Mama LLC are available online at handmademamallc.com. Free shipping on all U.S. orders. We offer custom clothing orders for children and adults. All of the products are made with American milled fabrics, but also printed in the U.S. with organic ink. Please follow on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and at TikTok at Handmade Mama LLC. So yes.
Yeah, I
ladies,
just got large and extra large.
yeah. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would absolutely love
Oh,
you
yeah, I said it.
to support Kayla
Yes.
in her venture there. Jesse, I paused it for that wonderful plug, but you now are back on the clock at 2 minutes for
Right.
Cal. Would you like to remind the viewers what the third round will be opening with?
Ooh, the third round in the subject here is
And I just later I was having
former world champion Upper Mid Carter.
All right, Jesse seems to already have that pick ready.
This was easy.
And with that being said, I'm going to do my own little plug here.
Yeah,
Why
no, by all
the
means.
the,
By all
commi-
means.
the commish looks at the pick here. I will do a giveaway on my podcast page, Friends of the Squared Circle. Whoever comments that they wear a large or extra large when I make the post today, I will buy the T-shirt. You just comment what size you wear, and I will buy you a T-shirt. I'll do that right now.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
All
cheap
right.
plug, Friends of the Squared Circle on Facebook.
There we go. Super,
All right.
super happy with that. All right, so with the first pick in the third round of a former world champion Upper Mid Carter, Jesse Stowe selects the King, Jay White.
Oh.
Switchblade will be going to Jesse's promotion, and I'm
All
sure
right.
Jesse will have quite the bouts between the real best bout machine in the world, Josh Alexander, and
Yes,
Jay White. And I
yes.
believe that will probably be your first feud to open your first show.
And just a bill to let my competitor know that at some point I'm sending an invader to his promotion, and that invader is the king. Bow before your king.
Cal, any thoughts on Jesse going with arguably one of the best talents not to currently hold? the
I
World
mean,
Championship?
he's sticking to his draft. Kind of like I said before, Jay White's pretty solid over there, but not very well known here, I
Right,
would say.
right.
So again, another talent that he could bring to the masses here. Hopefully, you use him more than AEW did.
Well,
but,
I'll use him a lot better than they did for sure.
I
yes.
feel like that's another strong pick. I'd say it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's excellent because I don't know much about it, but could be a solid one there.
Which
for
is
them,
fair,
so.
and I think that's what Jesse's kind of going for. Is
Yep.
he wants the American side to really question some of the picks because they're going to get quite shocked when the show is actually put together there. Because
Correct.
obviously, I think people are going to know Josh Alexander, but then all of a sudden you put Josh Alexander in there with the King, and Jesse's like, "I told you." Leroy is, I believe, ready with his next pick, but he is currently on the clock. We got the timer
You
going
see,
there.
with my picks, I wanna give the fans who have been a little bit misled by a certain promotion that we were just talking about. The fact that I'm going to give you up and coming stars. I'm not going to just give you every dream match you want, but I'm going to give you a lot of what you want and something you and your children can follow for the next 15 years
Okay.
together.
All right. Yeah, no, that's
That'll
very
work.
nice. Leroy, I believe you are ready with your next pick.
There we go.
All right, so we'll take a quick
There
look
we
at
go.
this. I'll be
And I was having some
showing
audio
this over
issues
here.
with Cal, and I think they're fixed now. So.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry about that for previous. If somebody's watching, it sucks.
With
I
the-
could have went another way with that one because of
Okay.
his pick, but decided to go that way.
and I understand.
Yes.
With the sixth overall pick in the 13 card subject to change draft in the third round, second pick, Leroy Britton selects the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre.
That is a very solid pick. I feel like this is a star that
Former two-time world champion.
that is eventually going to just go to the mountaintop here. I love Drew. I loved him back when he was, Vince's man.
The Chosen One. Yep.
The Chosen One.
Better
and
song, by the way. No offense to the current one.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Such a better
yes.
song.
Much better.
I love this pick. I like Drew. Him and Bobby, I thought I couldn't pick between them when
Yeah.
they were feuding.
Oh, I'm sure
but-
Bobby was probably on Jesse's board.
If he was still world champion, I could see him being 1 or 2 up there too. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a solid
And-
pick right
By the
there,
way,
so.
Jesse, the clock has just officially started on the 4th round. So Leroy,
And
you can also be looking at.
I'll have
at
to
your
tell
boards.
what I was, thinking about picking ahead of Drew. Was thinking about picking the Prince, Finn Balor,
Oh,
because that would have been really fun against the King.
So
but
Finn
I'm like,
Balor.
yeah.
So
I was
gentlemen-
thinking about that.
Gentlemen, I think you guys also need to remember, and I did send
Oh,
this
yeah.
a little late, but after the 7th round, you each get 3 compensatory picks. Which
Yes,
is, which
yes,
is anyone
yes,
that
yes.
you want. So you might want to make sure those boards are well kept together. We have 3
Then
compensatory
I will not
picks.
say what I would have taken this moment.
That's perfectly fine.
You can't have him.
Whoops.
Yeah,
He's retired. You cannot have him.
I'm sorry about that.
that's why I mute the phone before the show, Leroy. I tell you every week.
I had the volume off, then I turned it on to check the audio, and then I forgot. to turn it on.
I will tell the analysts why I didn't pick Bobby Lashley. As
The clock is running, by the way.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Which,
yeah.
Actually, I already have my pick in.
Okay, perfect. Why don't you pass the pick
Oh,
along,
what?
and,
Alright,
then,
sounds good. Sounds
and
good.
then I'll let you talk to Cal there.
So
Cal-
And what was this
Cal-
one now again? The pick
This-
was the
This
tag team.
this is your first overall tag team.
tag team.
Cal is
Okay, yeah.
absolutely right in the fact that it's about the future. It's not just about the present. It's about the future. You getting the first overall pick, the more I thought about it this week, was a blessing. Because you have to, if Babe Ruth is there, you take Babe Ruth.
I agree.
Well,
Michael
yeah.
Jordan and Wayne Gretzky are there, you take them since they're in their prime.
Well, yeah.
But they're in their prime already.
Uh,
And I like I said, I don't blame you. That would have been my first pick if I had the number 1 overall pick.
oh, yeah. I was trying to hide that, but
Josh
yeah,
is
I
solid.
couldn't.
Josh is solid.
But,
Josh is very
well,
solid
here's what
too.
I'm getting
yes.
at. After him, this trend would have started.
Okay.
Because
All right.
Because Roman is the guy that gets people in the doors. Because he's well known, he's loved, he's respected. He's a tribal chief. He's head of the table.
So you would say that you're sticking to your board, definitely.
But I'm very happy with sticking to my board. It was a blessing because I went, let me use my wrestling knowledge of what I know and all the fucking pro wrestling I watch. And I'm very happy with what I've been doing. Now this next one will actually shock you.
All
I
right.
believe.
Ladies and gentlemen,
If you pick the Young Bucks, I'd be very shocked. I'll probably, I will fall on the floor.
ladies and gentlemen, the first overall tag team picked in the, I believe we're in the 4th round here.
Yes.
This is the 4th round. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Leroy, sorry, but there ain't nobody realer than GOD, the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yes.
The Tongans are going.
Click, click. Boom.
The Tongans are going to Jesse's promotion, and Jesse, you certainly have a tag team that.
I feel like Leroy's
brings it every
scrambling
night.
over there all of a
Oh
sudden.
no, no, I'm not
okay.
scrambling. No.
He's scrambling to
Okay,
get the
okay.
pick in, probably.
Oh,
You're on the
gotcha,
clock,
okay.
Leroy.
I
Yeah,
thought he
yeah,
was
you know,
scratching
yeah.
off who he picked there for a second. I was like, oh, he's got him
yeah,
here.
no. All of a sudden, Leroy's like, I should have made a trade.
Here's the thing.
Oh, this is Todd Kusan, right?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing
And
about,
then adoptive son.
right. Here's the thing about the Gorillas.
Yeah.
I'm only going to have them for 5 years
Yeah.
because they're a bit older. But
They're going
As-
to work all the dates.
they're going to work all the dates. They're going to do all the promotion. All I got to do is give them the platform. They're going to do all the promotion.
Yes.
And they're going to put butts in seats because if I can get them TV interviews, people are showing
Now,
up.
Jesse, is that a lot why they went to Impact, sort of to change topic for a second, is because they're kind of in the twilight zone, so they're trying to get a little more.
Right, and I think it's also a way.
And I'm sure
to-
Gato's kind of using it to his advantage.
Right, and it's a way to get because what the best thing about Roman Reigns being the head of the table is people now looking into the Samoan dynasty family, and when you kind of see their names come up under Haku, people now research them and
Yeah.
go, okay, who are these two dudes?
Yeah.
Not even realizing they've been around for about 15 years already, or one of them about 10 because he served in the military for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, great tag team, great promos. Unceremoniously kicked out of Bullet Club by my man Jay White. That's the only issue I've had with him this year.
Yes.
But otherwise,
Cal, I'm sorry you won't be here for this, but next week Jesse has to get on his soapbox for current Bullet Club booking. Sorry, Jesse. I'm gonna give you a week.
I'll still listen.
Oh, I know. All right, Leroy, I must call that the time is up. The pick must be in, and if it is not in the next 15 seconds, Jesse, I will allow you to immediately move on to your.
Oh no, I got
to your
it.
next
Sorry.
pick.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
We're
so
not even there.
Leroy's tag team is in. He wants to make sure Jesse doesn't see this. By the way, gentlemen.
I think that's a good one.
By the way, gentlemen, Cal has recently reported that the Players Association has agreed compensatory picks will now include tag teams.
okay.
Oh,
as,
all right. Oh.
as full. Very interesting.
I thought you would like that one.
Oh.
With the 8th overall pick and the second tag team pick in the
Surprise.
first ever 13 card subject to change draft, Leroy Britton has picked the new Impact Tag Team Champions,
Wow.
the Briscoe Brothers.
Yep.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I like that.
I just want to say shoosh because no one picked my boy Otis, but these are solid picks, gentlemen.
We still could pick him.
Yeah, I'm just I wanted to get my little line out. I was gonna wear that shirt today, but I didn't want to give it away who you should pick.
Son of
solid
a
pick.
bitch. I wouldn't even have thought to do the Briscoes.
Jesse's had a rough year with acknowledging that GCW is a thing.
Really.
You kind of owe the people at
'Cause
GCW an
I
apology.
you
do
do.
because I always get to them too late.
Clearly.
I get to them like 2 or 3 weeks too late.
Jesse, if you'd like to explain anything, you are on the clock for the next round. Cal, would you like to let him know where he's picking or what he's
What
picking?
we're picking.
Wild card.
All right, yeah.
Here's the
Oh, that's
thing.
the wild card one?
Because actually,
Wild
I just-
card, by definition, is anyone cannot be currently signed to AEW or WWE, and yes, if they are signed to AEW but they are not on television, they still count. If they are under contract in AEW in any way, they are unpickable.
Okay.
Jesse's got to pick right.
Yep.
Jesse
Oh,
is ready with his wild card, so we're going to pass that over.
I think mine might be better than yours again.
We'll see. It is outside of the normal realm.
And we have a lovely little thing here. Jesse's going to come to the podium and announce his pick himself.
So
That's what I was going to ask you to say.
I love it. I love it.
Because you can't pronounce it?
Damn straight.
Saya Kamatani,
Who the?
the wonder of Stardom, basically the Stardom World Champion.
Not the Princess Champion?
Not the Princess Champion, the World Champion. Saya, we talked about her a couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
has been on such a roll since October. For those who don't know, if you've never watched World of Joshi, who is a friendo of Steve and Larson, by the way, go follow her on Twitch. So if you ever want to know about Joshi wrestling, she'll go in depth, but explain it enough anytime she watches it.
Yeah.
That I've always said, even the dumbest person can go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Saya is 25. So she has all the talent in the world at 25 as Bianca Belair, Io Shirai.
Who just turned 32, by the way.
Yeah.
At this point, Jesse's going to...
And someone who just left WWE and Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
Saya is special.
Which, by the way, was surprising to me because maybe that was a favor to Johnny, was to kind of let her contract run
Probably.
as opposed to pausing it.
Probably. But
When I told people on social media I don't believe it at first, it wasn't that I was against Fightful,
Yeah.
although they've had a bad month with some of their decisions.
Yeah.
But it's just because very rarely does WWE do something like that. Maybe that's a
Right.
nod to Johnny. Who knows?
Right. And here's the thing. What I see in Saya
30 seconds, Leroy.
is an absolute chance that if a AEW or WWE get her, you cannot blow it. Because WWE has kind of screwed up a little bit with Saray recently as well. So Saya K also now builds with Bianca and I love the start of my.
You don't get
women's
his
division.
partner. You just get him. Just FYI.
Yeah, I'm okay
Okay,
with that.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you ready, Jesse?
Even that's very nice to look at, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
With the next pick,
I had to.
With the next pick in the 13
Solid.
card subject
Yeah,
to change
yeah.
draft.
Yeah, I think so.
We don't have time to list the amount of championships, but Jesse, Leroy selects Matt Cardona with the next pick. The highest
NWA World Champion,
current, yes,
GCW World Champion,
former, yes,
IWTV Champion, former.
yes.
There's so many.
Is he still the Impact Digital Champion?
Yeah,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, he is that.
correct.
Yeah. And he was on vacation and
I believe Jesse has
taking pictures
Jesse,
where
are
he
you
was
on the
pooping.
clock for managers as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. You know what? Only reason I didn't think of him as a wild card is my recent thought of him was AEW.
Is it weird to me, Cal? These two will just deal with their picks right now, but just to kind of talk to you for a sec. Do you find it odd that even though Jesse seemed to be on a bit of a interesting momentum with his winning of all these picks, all of a sudden, the last couple of rounds, Jesse's been kind of thrown for a loop with the way Leroy's been drafting.
Leroy's. I mean, when I heard the draft order and he didn't change from head to tails, and I was like, dude, just you know what it's gonna be.
I know.
But I mean, he's got some good steals here. I mean, you went to the start and said, are you gonna draft like the Jets or are you gonna draft like the Cowboys? And these boys are pretty strong. Like, this is pretty interesting, especially that Ryder pick. I'm not gonna lie, at number 10 there, that's
Officially, Leroy entered him as Zack Ryder. So.
Well, I wrote Ryder because that's what I know him as. And,
Oh well,
but,
I put him as what he's being
yeah,
called now. But yeah,
You're fine. You're fine.
I honestly feel like that might be a steal right there
Mm-hmm.
that came out of left field. I mean,
Yeah, you're welcome.
this could be another
welcome.
guy that has left WWE and will
Yeah.
come back as a world champion. Maybe not the prime dog if they only have the
There we go,
undisputed
yeah.
it, but
Yeah, this
steal
manager-
of the draft right there.
This manager
I'm
one is
call
going
it
to be
right there.
interesting to try to.
I mean,
to
you
do.
could go
Because
anywhere
there
with
isn't
this,
that. There really isn't that many.
I mean, does it have to be a current manager? Or can it be someone?
Has to be currently a manager. Yes.
Oh, okay. Then
See that's the hard. That's when I was sort of trying to start thinking about it. It's kind of difficult to try to figure out.
I am
one,
not
'cause there's
throwing away a
that many.
pick.
Okay.
This is your free trade that I just gave you.
Okay.
Oh, a free trade.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not worried about a free trade. I'm good.
Jesse has selected officially in the 13 card sub exchange draft as a on-screen manager, and Jesse, this person must stay in that role. They have no role backstage. Gato.
Oh,
Jesse has decided to pick the former creator of the Rainmaker, I believe. Jesse.
Yes.
you gave me free because
Because the other choice for him now is obvious.
What? Not necessarily.
Because
There's two of them.
here's the thing. I go Paul Heyman. I don't think you know where to go.
Oh,
So he threw
no.
you a layup. He
So
he
I
said.
believe I threw you a layup.
I know, but
Because
you
there
know
was
what?
5 in my head.
I had
3 of them are kind of obscure if you don't watch Impact or if you don't know too much about MLW.
I got-
One was Alicia Tout. I don't know if you guys know anything about Alicia
No,
Tout.
I thought it was completely different rules for that one. So.
Otherwise known to MJF fans as Big Tits. That's what he calls her in every interview.
well, she got him. You got to
She
say
does
so.
have them.
Then-
Gato, because of his understanding of pro wrestling history, even having him on TV with one of the compensatory picks that I hope to pick up, I think it would do wonders for any. Because I don't believe Jay White ever needed Gato, but it damn sure helped. So Gato comes with Jay White to my promotion.
See, I had 3. So
Okay.
if you would have taken Paul, I still would have a couple that I think
Okay.
would have done well.
For the first
What a surprise.
For the first time since the first overall pick, Leroy, you are officially now on the clock. You will have 1 minute for a male singles wrestler. You already have it.
the manager, you mean?
Manager, yeah.
Nope, the manager. But I will immediately go ahead and just put you on the clock for your male singles wrestler. You can go
Oh,
ahead.
I got to do that right away, too. Oh, shit.
There you go, Cal. Leroy selects Paul Heyman. Seems like a predictable
Safe
Right.
pick.
move,
Yep.
but I mean, at this point, I think Leroy, with the fact that he has been behind it, has needed to really be safe with this pick because this is going to be someone that's going to sort of build on camera
Yeah.
what he's doing.
See,
so.
honestly, if
You're also going to get a great mind there too. So.
if you would have had Paul Heyman, pretty good chance with a 90%, I would have went MVP right after.
Okay.
And that another
Okay.
solid one, great talker, would have been good.
Now,
Such a great guy too. I met him in Oshkosh and
Yeah. I
just humble as hell. You know?
as
I'm
an
going to spoil something for you.
okay.
I was going to go with Malcolm Bivens,
Oh, really?
but then Wednesday happened.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Fair
where
enough.
his contract
Fair
ran out.
enough.
So, and that killed me because Malcolm Bivens is my age and very, very good.
Yes.
But he was so unhappy that he felt that he needed to take a break from pro wrestling.
Which, by
So
the way, is
I have no problem with.
no, yeah. And by the way, that wasn't even really an issue with WWE. That was just sort of he was kind of done with the grind because they obviously offered him more money to come back.
He
'cause
said
they-
he was feeling burnout. So
Well, you know, which happens. All right, so before Leroy gets in his male singles wrestler, gentlemen, we have decided that we are going to have a little contest for the compensatory picks.
Okay.
The winner of the best 2 out of 3, which I will explain in a second, gets a 2-1 format. You get 2 compensatory picks before the opponent gets 1.
okay.
So, Leroy, do you have your male singles wrestler in?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
I do.
Leroy
I
will be
do.
passing that over.
I do like this one. 'cause
Okay.
I think
All
it'll
right.
be good.
Cal, if you are.
I think Jesse will like this one too.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
think Cal liked
so,
it too,
for
yeah.
male singles wrestler, Leroy selects with his
Yes.
final official pick in the draft.
My first time I got to pick first since the first round. I'm so proud of myself.
Braun Breaker, NXT.
Okay. Okay.
So, Jesse, you have 1 minute to get your male singles wrestler in. I believe you're already
I
ready
think-
with that.
I don't need a minute.
I think it's a solid pick. I mean,
Jesse's already ready.
I don't even
I
need
think
a
it'd be
minute.
great
We're gonna
up and
pass that
comer and
over.
stuff like.
with the
Oh.
I like this one better. I'm sorry, Leroy.
with the final pick
what? Oh my
in the
God.
draft before we move to the compensatory
All right.
contest. Jesse selects John Moxley.
Ah,
AEW.
yeah.
I feel like Braun might have still been there with the way he's been drafting
All
over
right,
here.
Right.
gentlemen.
Might have jumped the gun there.
So
right.
today's
I wanted
contest
to get
is
him.
going to be a best 2 out of 3 falls contest between Jesse and Leroy.
Okay.
I have.
I think he's gonna win. He's
Hold on.
bigger than I
I'm
am.
getting the
Hold
cookie
on.
sheet.
Hold on. I have
All right.
pulled up the WWE males roster,
Okay.
current males roster. I'm going to be giving you the real name
Oh,
of these men,
Okay.
Jesse's
Shit.
gonna win.
and
Maybe.
and the
We'll see.
first person, Cal will decide who essentially buzzes in first.
I will not
Should
look
we,
at
like,
my.
raise our hands or something?
Yeah.
Or- Okay.
I will not look at my phone. I know that's
Okay.
cheating.
All right.
To Google
so-
that
you know
shit.
what? That's fair.
Yep.
I
no.
believe you.
Yep.
You're
Here,
fine.
here,
All right.
Just
so,
I ain't gonna touch my phone.
Now on camera, Cal has my phone. Okay.
yep. All right.
Mine's
so,
right there. I'm not touching
The
it.
first name, Gary Gordon.
I know. As bad as him, it sounds so familiar. It's at the tip
Can
of
I
my freaking
ask-
tongue.
For if I get an answer to a clue,
Would you like it? All right. Would both of you like a clue?
yes.
He is
Yeah.
currently in a long-running tag team. Jesse.
Is it Otis?
No.
Oh no, I know Otis.
How many times have Billy and Jimmy been on your friend and said Nico?
That's Nico. Yeah, Nico.
That's
is-
He
Nico.
should lose picks for that.
Oh, is his name Nico?
Nico.
His real
yeah,
name
yeah.
is Nico.
I really thought his name was Gary.
No.
That's a great name, though.
yeah,
Gary.
no,
Great
it's
name.
not a
I mean,
bad name.
that'd be a good wrestler
Yeah.
name. That he
All right.
Long running tag team.
Leroy?
In a long running tag.
A current tag team that has been on WWE programming for I would say the last. We'll give him 7 years. I would say, or I'd say 5. Cal, what do you think?
Oh my God.
I think it's the same guy. They look at it right. Yeah.
Oh.
He's been there for a while. Yeah.
Wow.
Years active 2016.
In a tag team.
He gets a
Oh,
shot.
that's right. He gets to guess because I fucked
Oh
up.
my
Yep,
That's right.
God.
yep.
A tag team going on right now
Yep.
with the name.
A current tag team.
I really thought Otis's actual name was.
No.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I forgive you.
I'm a little ashamed right now.
If you would like to pass, yes, I will give another clue. However, you are subject to Jesse stealing.
I know. What was his name again? Was what?
Gary Gordon.
I like that name.
Okay, good.
That's the real name
I've
of
used
this.
that for a creative
of this wrestler.
player in my football game.
right.
Is
like a lineman. Or
he
something.
has he been with?
I always use
Oh, I
Jim
can't
Ross
ask
for
you. I can't.
He's been with WWE as I've already stated. Jesse can't get
Right,
mad about
right,
this.
right.
2016 was when he started his run in this tag team, and they've been consistently that tag team since.
Since 2016.
So we're going on about 7 years.
Ooh, crap.
If you'd like to pass,
Damn.
I actually like that we're not giving them time limits. We're gonna just kind of
Damn. This really sucks.
Would you?
I feel like important because I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. 2016.
He
I'm
definitely doesn't look like a Gary either.
He doesn't. No,
No.
100%. I agree. With
I
you.
like the name though.
Yeah, no,
I
it's a
feel
good
like
name.
For
it's
some,
a name for a
Would you like to pass?
No, Montez Ford. I'm just whipping that one out.
No.
Ah, shit. Was I even close? Probably. I can't say
All
that.
right. So now the next clue.
I trying to think of somebody who's been around
the
for a while,
next
and they
clue
have been.
is they are one of only 2 teams who are tag team Triple Crown winners in WWE.
So NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
Yes. Jesse.
Shit. I could be wrong. I'm thinking it's one of the Viking Raiders. I know you guys can't like shake your head yes or no.
The other team was the Revival.
Oh
who are
yeah.
gone now.
Yep.
Is it Eric?
It is not.
Fuck!
In fact, the Viking Raiders are not tag team champions in NXT.
Oh, they didn't beat the
Leroy.
Undisputed Era.
Leroy,
I don't think they've had gold.
NXT tag team
They
champion,
won in Raw.
Raw
Yeah.
tag team champion, and SmackDown
I
tag
think
team
they won on
champion.
SmackDown too, though,
Gary
for a short
Gordon.
time.
They were all 3.
Yes. Still an active team.
Oh my God. Yeah. and Other people are listening. Are probably like, "You're an idiot." Oh God. God dang it. Now I gotta think.
Man, this is a good first one. This is really good.
It is a good first one, and it's like we're getting stumped here because I got to think of who is in NXT and who did that,
Yep.
and now who is currently
Sure,
on
once
the.
they find out too, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, that's cool."
Well, the problem is that one of them's gonna get real pissed. That's all I know.
Probably me. Probably me.
Probably will be him more than me. I might be mad about
Leroy?
it too.
Again, it just doesn't look like Gary.
I have more obscure facts to allow you guys not to necessarily get it. If you'd like to pass, I've got one fact that that could help you, Leroy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Okay,
I'm gonna.
this gentleman stands 6'5".
No.
You're Jesse. He passed.
You have
can
an
answer
idea?
if you want.
No.
You can answer if you want. You got to raise your hand and make sure Cal allows it. But
It's his turn. I'm just gonna raise his hand.
6'5".
no, actually, if Leroy passed, they're both eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotta understand the rules. I'm gonna be a bad analyst.
Current tag team.
Current tag team.
Current tag team.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love these kinds of segments because everyone's like, "Oh, you're not doing anything." It's like, no,
Been together since NXT?
since NXT
Mhm. Definitely doesn't look like a Gary.
does not look like a Gary at all. Looks like the name they gave him.
Yes.
On the main roster?
Yep, currently.
Yep. Oh, the diamond.
Jobber?
No, it's not a jobber.
No one's a jobber.
Fuck. Don't repeat that word. I just realized your daughter was behind me.
Oh,
No,
she
it's
knows
all
not
right.
to.
I would definitely look into like.
She knows
more-
Daddy just says them words or uncle, and it's
Yeah.
not good to say.
Yep. All right.
Oh, I got shit. Shot in the dark.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh God. Because I can't remember the name of the tag team, but it's kind of in my head. Since NXT.
They're gonna kill me.
Yeah, because really, I mean, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
shut
no,
up. I'll
exactly.
shut up.
Former. All right, so Jesse has officially not buzzed in, so I will reveal this.
Okay.
Former name was Kenneth Crawford in NXT.
Man, this is a deep cut.
Wow.
WWE has done such a great job of
Yep.
not having them because now I
Yep.
don't even
It
fucking.
was really Miss Gary, and they were calling him.
Would you guys like to
Kenneth?
pass on this one?
Oh my god.
I don't.
I'll take a pass unless you can.
Leroy, would you like to
It's
take a
on
guess
you.
if
I'm
it's for the other-
ashamed right now.
It's bad.
It's Angelo Dawkins.
Oh God!
Oh god.
Watch the mic.
As soon as he said the Mount Tales Ford, I was like,
His real name is Gary.
Yep.
right? He does not look like a Gary.
That does not look like
Yep.
it. He does not look like
He does not look
Gary.
like a Gary.
He
I
does
do
not.
like the name Gary Gordon though. Like that's
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
bad one. No.
that'd be a
He's
great.
He's a black dude named Gary.
How many black dudes do you know named Gary?
That might be the first one.
Clearly.
How many white guys do you know named Leroy besides me?
There you go.
That's true. I mean,
No.
All right, there we go.
All right. We'll
Shit.
move on. Would you guys like a little bit of a softball?
No. Keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're having some fun here.
Man, they're gonna pull my fucking black card for that. Oh my god.
Real name.
You might have to get. Yeah, you might.
Real name
They'll
is
discuss getting you.
Charlie Betts.
oh,
Wait. Charlie Betts? Quick question. Former Intercontinental Champion?
No.
Okay.
Currently on the main roster, also in a tag team.
Oh fuck.
he was
Leroy.
Chad Gable.
That is correct.
Yeah. I know.
You're
That is
welcome.
correct.
Good job, man.
Leroy is on the board. All right.
Shoosh.
That brings me back to the time he was in Eau Claire and I didn't meet him, and then
Oh,
Yeah, right.
literally the next day, I guess he started NXT, and
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
I also
that's why you meet
I
everybody
also
at a show,
like to
regardless
apologize.
who it is.
Kenneth Ford is actually Montez's real name, and Wikipedia had it sort of.
Oh,
spelled.
they had.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can pick anybody.
No.
Oh, what is?
This is best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're not done with this.
Oh god damn it! I
Because
thought
this
it
is
won.
Good job, man.
Because this is way too much fun.
That was really
All right.
good.
Currently on Raw
Okay.
and in a major Raw storyline. Real name, Sydney Bateman.
Because this is a female wrestler.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's not.
Shut the fuck up. Really?
A Sydney can be a gentleman.
Currently involved in an ongoing Raw storyline.
You said major Raw storyline?
Yep, it's been on TV.
Sydney. Oh,
You have an
Oh,
idea.
shit.
I don't honestly have an idea.
Okay, so Leroy's out.
No.
We're gonna shorten this a little bit now to move forward, but you go ahead, Jesse.
You gotta throw a guess out there.
Oh, god damn it. It's
There's some good ones on
There-
this.
'cause
They
there-
thought this was gonna be easy.
Definitely a
Mid-card.
female.
Mid-card feud right now, right?
Sure, we'll call this a mid-card feud. Cal,
Okay.
would you?
I gotta look that one up.
Okay.
It's never.
I know who it is, but it just
It is never easy coming from Zach if he's gonna throw some of this stuff at us.
Damian Priest.
Incorrect.
Fuck!
We'll move on. That person was Reggie.
definitely a female. And I'm like, I almost said, don't assume. And then he says, it's a male.
That was Reggie.
Reggie?
He's pretty athletic from what I've seen. So if you
Yeah.
think
His
Reggie.
name's Sydney?
Yep.
Sydney. Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Real name, also involved in a major Raw
By
storyline.
the way, that was a fucking lie last time. 24/7 is not major.
No. A major Raw storyline, as it's been on TV every week.
Just because they're featured doesn't
Fair
mean it's
enough,
major.
fair
The
enough.
wedding shit. Yeah.
All right. Currently in a major Raw storyline.
All right.
Weekly on television.
Okay.
Real name, Luis Martinez.
Oh, I think it's one of the Los Lotharios.
Go ahead. Does it?
Is
They're
it-
not on Raw.
Am I a dick for this?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you fucking
They're
are.
not. Los Lotharios is not on Raw.
For this one specifically?
That's why as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Los Lotharios are
They're on SmackDown.
they're on
SmackDown.
SmackDown, yeah.
Yeah.
This is, talk about
Oh man, this is so embarrassing.
it's-
Because I was
it-
totally gonna say Umberto, but
Yeah, no.
it's
no,
gonna be.
Luis Martinez.
I'm definitely an asshole.
Oh wait,
for
Rey
this
Mysterio.
no.
one. No. No.
Oh shit.
Leroy, any guess?
Damian Priest.
Yes, that is correct.
I feel like you did that one on purpose just to piss you off. Even if you would have got it too.
I don't know if they would have gotten Jeffrey Sculio.
Jeff. Oh.
No.
Jeffrey.
What else is on there?
We've got Kevin Steen.
Well, that would have been easy.
We've got
Oh, that one might have thrown him a little bit.
oh yeah, definitely.
There's something to keep going.
Yeah, we have
Oh my.
we have Mr.
Man, good job. Congratulations.
yeah, we have Mr. Tommaso Whitney.
Well, Tomas is in his first name though, so
Yep.
Kevin Steen would have been easy.
We had Kevin Steen, Adel Alam.
That's Mustafa Ali.
That's Mustafa Ali. Hassan Assad,
That's
MVP.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even say Omos's real name, so that.
Gul. It starts with a G, I believe, right?
Nope. His real name is Tulupe Omagbehan.
So I believe he's from Ghana.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
All
glad
right.
they changed his
So,
name because that would have
Leroy,
sucked.
here's
Yes.
how this works. You
Yes.
get 2 compensatory picks before Jesse gets 1.
And I fucking guessed Damian Priest at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You're welcome.
I flicked that pin too hard. My bad.
It's all
right
good.
Right there.
You're still mad about Gary Gordon. GG.
I'm stealing it.
A black dude named Gary.
So I can do 2 at one time right now.
Yes.
To his one, yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, to his 1. These are compensatory picks. Can be anybody.
Black wrestling is gonna take my fucking black card away for that. That's horrible.
They'll understand.
Holy shit.
They might understand based
Because
on
I'm sure
Name,
if
bruh.
I introduced you as Gary, somebody would be like, "What's your name?"
They'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here!" No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
like,
they would.
it's like Jaquan.
I mean, when I talk about my buddy Montel, what do you already assume? You know what I mean? Like,
well, him, I think I already knew was Kenny
Yeah.
because they did a thing before they
Yeah,
won the
is
tag
this
team
both of them?
champions. with-
Oh, there's
All
my.
right,
Oh,
all
there's
right.
my 2. Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Leroy has 2 compensatory
Because
picks.
I like this one.
Leroy's first compensatory pick is
You like-
MJF Maxwell, Jacob Friedman. And the second compensatory pick is the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. Jesse, you have.
you can fucking have Brock,
Hey,
I mean, I would have took Brock pretty high up.
Yeah.
there, too,
Dude,
right
he
in
put
that,
butts-
not me.
he puts butts in the
Jesse,
seats.
Jesse,
I love Brock.
Jesse, you now get one
One
pick
pick.
before Leroy gets his last pick. So you go right ahead, Jesse. I will give you 1 minute on the
Oh,
clock.
I got one more after this.
Please take Brock Lesnar. Get him the fuck out of here.
I did
I
already.
love Brock, but I can't do it.
God, yeah.
He can't deal with Brock's part-timeness. You got to send Brock home.
You know, I get it, but it's another like element to the belt. I feel. Plus, then it's
Do you feel that Leroy, based on the roster he's already picked, though, has the correct roster for MJF?
You two ain't
Or do you-
ready for this pick.
or do
I
you
think it's
MJF
more-
should have gone to Jesse's.
I feel
Would've
MJF
fit
would have
more
been
in.
better on Jesse's with
Okay.
the up and
No,
comers.
real quick, those two aren't ready for this pick.
Oh, as much as you go on about him, yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen,
might be another steal here.
yeah.
All right.
Well. First of all, this man will not be used in. Well, first of all,
He'll be used way better than
Gato's on Jesse's team, so that
Right.
makes this a lot better. Ladies and gentlemen, not the Alpha, but the Omega. Kenny Omega will be going to Jesse's wrestling promotion. Healthy, by the way.
The battle cry, baby.
We will continue to
The
allow
one
Bullet
wing
Club.
angel.
Jesse, you are now on the clock for your final 2 picks.
All right. Well, I thought he has to do his final pick first.
You're well, yeah, but
okay.
yeah, but Leroy's writing that down now. Cal, so far, how these looking out?
They're pretty stacked on both sides. I mean, I like the way that Jesse's going, not going with the norm and building up, whereas Leroy doesn't have past their prime stars.
Well,
he
yeah.
has more coming into their prime or at where they are.
If we were
right?
doing like a GM mode, do you think that Leroy would have the lead obviously early, probably because of the the names of the stars. But how long do you think Jesse's roster would probably take to catch up? Do you think before they start to be a little more even?
I mean, realistically,
I
year
have to do
three.
this just because he did
Okay.
that
Yeah.
one.
Whereas, I mean, it's we're armchair quarterback in here.
Yeah.
Leroy will be established where Jesse has to prove it.
yeah,
But then again, stars always fade.
and that's
I
kind
mean,
of where Jesse, I think,
one
was trying
injury
to
to
go with that.
Roman, and with his new
Um,
news today,
Well,
Yeah.
Leroy.
So-
Leroy has guaranteed that my household will be watching him.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, stealing a former leader of Bullet Club,
Oh.
Finn Balor will be going
Good
to Leroy. Jesse now
Good
gets the
pick.
final. So Jesse, you now have the final 2 picks.
Right.
Oddly enough, Mr. Irrelevant could be the biggest pick.
These are going to come
Hold on,
in quick.
up. Give it back to him for a sec. Which one will be your final pick?
Do you want me to wait after this one?
No. There's 2 names. Who do I announce first? I want you to clarify.
Just announce this one first, and I'm going to write the second
well,
one.
back
Okay.
to Finn. I mean,
Yeah.
I know everybody loves Finn the Demon.
Oh yeah.
This is one that I have to disagree with.
Okay.
I feel like he's stale. Something needs to be lit. Not only with the fans, but with him
Okay.
to prove his worth. That's just my personal opinion.
And I would personally
Great physique, great
Yeah,
body
yeah,
of
yeah,
work,
no.
but I just
And I would personally disagree just
Yeah.
in the sense that
Yeah.
that when he lost the United
Quick
States
question.
champion,
Can a compensatory pick be a tag team?
yes.
Yes, it can be.
Yes.
He said that.
I will say this though: when he lost the United States Championship, there was definitely a reaction to it.
that
in a-
yes,
in an almost go home sort of way.
and that also came to like the smart
with,
marks
with
out
the
there,
second to last pick in the first ever 13 card sub exchange draft, Jesse selects the Viper, Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Cal, I'm about to get him for the last one.
Oh.
Read it, Cal.
Oh, really?
Read it.
With the final pick.
Ugh.
Which one are you getting after me for?
With the final pick, the Misters Irrelevance, which might be aptly titled, Jesse selects the Young Bucks with his final pick in the 2022 13 card sub exchange draft. We appreciate all who were watching or paid attention.
Wow.
These two gentlemen will be posting both of. These two gentlemen will be posting.
Very easy why they're my last pick. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I'm going to do with them something no one's ever done with
So this
them.
isn't even trying to
Fire
win.
them. Fire them.
No.
You're gonna book them properly.
I'm going to book them properly.
All
Amen.
And I'm going
right.
to tell them to shut up. And
There
they're
we
gonna
go.
be the megastars
All
that
right,
they're capable
all right,
of being.
gentlemen. I'm gonna set Cal up for this next situation here. You
Okay.
guys go ahead. As of now, I'd like you both to post your picks to our page, and then also post them in the lounge. So Cal, I'm gonna throw this over to you while those guys finish that up. Freddie Prinze Jr. has announced that he is in the current early stages of procuring the things that he wants
forgot
for
about
a
that.
wrestling promotion. So as a former writer for WWE, when he was a writer, the writing wasn't really in question. It was the building of the talent, which is 2 different things people don't always necessarily realize. Because I mean, you can write someone something, but I mean, is the production following them basically?
Also has to go through all those people to say yes or no. Too,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, okay, do you think that Freddie is doing this, and do you think that he's doing it just to spite people, or do you think he actually has maybe a want to make this work?
I think he loves the business.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was a writer, so he has the experience. The other nice thing is more competition, more places for gentlemen to
Yeah.
go, women and gentlemen,
Yep.
I guess.
He wants to give them equal time on TV.
Yep.
That's actually been something that he's
you
been
know.
very clear on.
The other thing is there's enough, like I said, enough talent out there for another promotion, and he could be one that
Well, the rumors that WWE, with that new third-party deal, are in talks to allow the wrestlers to work dates
Right.
outside of their TV
Right.
could also understand. Now, okay, in my opinion, with Freddie now having momentum, Jesse, did you post on our page?
On
on the Facebook?
Hand me my phone.
Yeah, the phone's right there. Okay.
now you can't cheat.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my question to you guys. Does he have an option, Vince, to possibly kill the only thing that Tony Khan really has over him right now? Because this is the one thing that I'll give Tony, is that he has chances for his wrestlers to really get to smaller areas, but a lot more areas, and promote those 3 letters than maybe Vince does. Do you think that if Vince does allow third party, because I mean, let's say that Vince says, "Oh, I'll send Finn Balor to MAW or First Wrestling," all of a sudden, that WWE symbol's on Finn's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. I mean, do you think that Tony? Well, and actually, it's interesting. It's been coming out recently. Tony is now limiting certain people's dates. Apparently, reports are Bryan Danielson cannot work outside of AEW.
I mean, that's smart because if I had my top people up there,
Which I agree,
I
but
wouldn't
I'll say
want them
this
going
much.
out to get injured. You know.
I'll say this much: if he tells him he can't go work the G1, that might be the end of Bryan.
Yeah, I
Danielson
mean, there's
in
going to be
AEW.
some compromise probably with like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, but I'm saying like someone
Moxley still gets to do probably GCW dates.
keep your top tier guys safe and say, hey, like I get it.
Mhm.
Right now, I need you for the business aspect
because
of
you're really
it.
not getting much on
Whereas
covering the insurance.
if I'm sending a Dante and a Darius out, A, they're going to represent my company.
yeah,
B,
all love the Darius, by the way.
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
yes,
like,
definitely.
It was a car accident.
Yep.
yeah.
He'll be out for about 6 to 9 months.
It was a vertebrae, not fracture, but like stillment.
Yep.
So yeah, it sounds like 6 months to a year.
Also, it sounds like Big E. They're trying something new to see if they can't get that
Unfortunately,
C1.
it's not healing as quickly as they thought. It's healing properly, but not as quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're gonna try a different therapy to try to
Yep.
get it to heal a little quicker.
But that's the thing we have to clarify. This is not necessarily a negative.
Right.
But what you have to understand, especially when you have fractured something that high up, there's a timetable that if it heals in that timetable, you have a better chance of recovery.
Correct.
Overall. What they're worried about is he'll be fine, but he won't necessarily have the quality of life that he would if this healed on their timetable.
right.
So they're getting on it early to try to get into that.
Right.
But no. So Jesse, you've obviously posted your thoughts on Freddie. Does he have the right is his heart in the right place, or is he just doing this?
No. He can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
One thing Freddie has an understanding of: the way Vince got successful, he was there in the early days.
Well, that is true. Unlike Billy and unlike Tony, he really sat there in meetings a
Right.
lot with the guy who is the quote-unquote Jedi
Right.
Mind Master here.
Right, and then during the same time, he was a writer. Of course, he was trying to get his acting career going.
Yeah.
And it was only once I think he got Scooby-Doo he left the company. So
I think Scooby-Doo was before he
no,
got with WWE.
it was the same time, I believe.
Oh, it was around the same time? Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
gonna
it was
say, I
the
thought
same
it was
time.
after because
Yeah.
he was a '90s little heartthrob there for a while.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
That summer baseball movie.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I know
right,
you did
right.
last summer.
But his
and-
career really didn't take off till he did Freddy's. He was Fred in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
He's got the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the right mindset.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it NWA style, where it's gonna be studio based.
Yeah.
I'm in LA, so I get people to come out. That's not gonna be hard.
He's got the connection to
He's
Hollywood.
got the connections to promote.
He's going to close down the highway to Rancho Cucamonga, though.
That would be a great idea. Because
Are you sure you don't want Brandon Cutler one more time?
retired. Let me look at my camera.
Again.
Retired.
Again, you mean.
Yeah, right. Stay retired this time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What?
I need you to big show your career, Brandon. Here's the thing. He could be
marked it with L's and
insanely
J's.
successful if,
Yeah.
and this is a big if,
Yeah.
whatever TV company he works with.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the big thing. Now, with LA, he's got a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike Billy, who has decided to stay small with NWA, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think, when they did the pay-per-view, that was a 5,000-seat theater or something like that, and so they were able to sell it out, which is awesome. But clearly, as we got the chance to talk with Nick Aldis about off-camera before the interview, and
Yeah.
a little bit on the interview.
Yeah.
By the way, on this YouTube channel, that interview is still there. Go check it out. Zach did a wonderful job talking with the man,
Shit myself the whole time.
but that's why I was standing next to you.
yeah.
I was standing next to Leroy has a replica. I was sitting next to the real thing the entire interview. Like that's,
There we go.
So,
Do I get a hashtag this thing or no?
well, sure.
Hashtag 13 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
13 cards draft.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
here's the
13
thing.
cards draft. All.
By the way, we should do a free agent thing, too, so we can fill out the roster.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Leroy is going to be doing his review of WWE 2K22.
Right.
We should actually think about having a versus GM mode between you guys on our
Actually, that's already in the works.
YouTube.
As soon as I get the game.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
You can use the
Yeah.
same game though. You
Well,
just
yeah.
have to come over here
I'm
to
gonna
film.
get it for PS4, so me and him could
Yeah.
actually live stream it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on. Well, I can do it on the 5. I can do.
Yeah.
Right,
we
right.
can go back and forth.
But,
so.
right.
but anyway, no. I think Freddie is sadly the most knowledgeable person in this scenario. I think that Billy, his heart was in the right place, but he hired the right people.
See, he hired the right people.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
And so yeah, it's Freddie can absolutely succeed.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing will be what venue he gets.
Yep.
And then how he gets it on TV.
Yep.
Now it sounds like the first thing he's
Because
gonna
you're not
do-
really going to compete with anybody these days
right,
No.
right.
without television.
And just go into the lounge and just DPW
Yeah,
or
I
just the
post it
lounge.
everywhere, dude.
It's posted everywhere.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And then also because he's gonna start on the internet. He said the first 2 shows will be on YouTube.
Am I crazy in thinking that with this modern day social media, why hasn't? I mean, we made the joke one time why no one has started a wrestling company on Pornhub, which I was kind of serious about because they're very good with their stuff.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Why isn't could somebody do a promotion almost through TikTok?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they could.
I mean, nowadays, how many streaming services do you guys have?
Yeah.
At least 3 or 4 each, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Why can't they
At this
just,
point, you could call up Hulu and get an exclusive deal with Hulu to be the official Hulu wrestling company. I mean,
Because,
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Cal.
if
Yeah,
you
you
ask
could.
anybody, I'm sure they'll say the same thing, is that they don't watch basic cable as
Right.
much.
Right.
They're waiting for it to
I
be
don't-
on a streaming service.
I don't have basic cable.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you had the option, you're going to be watching these streaming services
Right.
because you're paying for them. And like you said, with Hulu or even, I loved what NWA was doing was that they were on YouTube.
Right.
And so it's like, well, that's a mass audience for a younger generation.
Right.
It's a free place to push, because you can.
Oh,
I
yeah.
literally just uploaded a video yesterday. It cost me nothing.
Right.
And also, people don't realize with the purchase of Twitter, Elon Musk's overall business platform for the next 5 years is to allow much more freedom,
Right.
which I know people are afraid of, but at the end of the day, and this is not political, this is kind of just obvious, if you wanted to be a private entity, which technically Twitter was, but they acted like a public entity,
Right.
you can't, no matter what someone says, unless they directly lead to a crime, you can't ban them.
Right.
No matter how stupid they are.
Right.
Because, we've made jokes about former President Donald Trump here on the show, but at the end of the day, he has as much right to say stupid shit as anyone else does.
Unfortunately, correct.
But it's like at the end of the day, when you realize that someone like Elon Musk is going to make a platform much more open, much more, he's basically going to make Twitter what they were supposed to be,
He better.
and that was kind of the point.
Because to be fair, he's not a good free speech advocate. But that is something to dig in on another time.
Well, and also, let's be honest, this allows Jesse to rip Bruce Pritchard as much as he wants and never get banned.
And rip Elon Musk as much as I want.
Well, there's that too.
So I will say this: Freddie has, I think, a better chance of being successful than what MLW and NWA has done.
If they could just get on, like I said, a streaming service, like
And here's the thing: Billy
It's
Yeah.
easy.
decided
Oh, yeah.
to keep it small. So he was on the Rich Eisen
Yep.
show, and he said it's not that I don't want it to grow, but he said I would rather rent out an arena and then we just tape the show in an arena every week,
Now,
which is fine.
Now, it's interesting that you use the word arena
Yeah.
because it's recently been a debate topic as we circle back to AEW for a couple more things. Number one, before we get to it's interesting that you say arena because people are starting the groundswell because WWE is going to start an arena tour,
yes,
which seems to be what they're going to be doing yearly now.
technically stadium.
Stadium, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the question is, and my question is to the entire table right now, where in the world, in my opinion,
It's Carmen San Diego. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
she's in Santa Monica. Anyway,
Are you sure?
Dude,
At what time?
dude, am I the only one that listened to Theory of a Dead Man and didn't know that song was about Carmen San Diego?
Okay, all right.
Do not give a shit about Theory of a Dead Man.
I love them, but that's me. I was at a show. I yelled Freebird, and Tyler played Freebird. So they got me.
They're actually. I clearly don't give a shit. Though.
Yeah.
right.
But anyway, okay, this is now a topic for debate. Where did these fans of AEW actually think that AEW can sell out one of these arenas when, and let me just give some points before you guys answer. The ROH audience has not come over yet because they're not being taken seriously. And the ROH audience, they're a smart audience. They always have been.
Right.
They were the real alternative
Right.
to WWE. Well, so was the original NXT, but obviously that stuff happened there.
Right.
But ROH was the original alternative, and their fans wanted a, quote, sports-based presentation,
Right.
which they got for a period of time
Right.
until the Young Bucks showed up. and the other thing about it is forget the ROH audience that hasn't come over. You can't get over 1 million more than 6 weeks. I've amended it to what it was. I apologize for getting that information wrong for so long, but where do people... Jesse, Arthur Ashe Stadium was a nice, starting point for them.
Right.
But that's not a stadium that WWE's about to sell out.
They could, but
That was like 30,000
yeah.
some people, maybe 40,000, which is a good number. But you're asking me, or technically they're telling me AEW can do double that?
I don't know. WrestleMania had 70,000. SummerSlam last year had about 80,000. Like I said, it's really hard to compete.
WWE can't do Wembley Stadium because that's owned by the Cons.
Here's the thing.
Oh, but Shad might do it and not care.
Shaq could do it, but they're already going to it's not Tottenham, but they're going to a big stadium in London.
I think it's
for
the
a show.
O2 Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100,000
Yeah.
can seat in there. You know what that means?
And the UK fans show up.
Here's the thing: the WWE will put on great matches for those fans to show up. Now, for us here in America, that's going to suck because that means we have to watch that show probably like 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
But they're gonna sell that out. People think they won't.
Well, but Europe itself is so close-knit together. You're going to have so many... okay, people travel for WrestleMania. That's getting to the States.
Right.
But they hop not a puddle. They hop a goddamn ocean.
Right.
All you have to do is hop the English Channel and
I
you're
was
at a
about to
WWE
say-
event.
I was about to say, now for the world to go to that, it's for most of them who aren't American, they're just hopping a train
Yeah.
down to go to London.
Africa's... By the way, Jesse, some African nations are not that far away either.
No. It's a very short 1-hour flight.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So they said they're going to do 6 a year,
Yeah.
which is basically going to be most of their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I think
Which is smart in the sense that I think Americans were getting tired of so many pay-per-views, but if they can make those pay-per-views bigger,
right.
they're not going to care.
So
Well,
like
this one's going to be big.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not denying
So
that.
like your Survivor Series, the one they're
Rumble.
going to do in Britain, WrestleMania will always now be 2 nights. Lord.
The one they're doing is going to be at the Prince Atali Stadium on
Yes.
Cardiff, Wales.
Yep.
And
And Wales is a very
September-
big area.
September.
I don't think people
3rd.
realize Wales takes up a good portion of the UK.
By the way, that's post SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So what they're probably going to do is what they're attempting to do for WrestleMania Backlash, which I cannot wait to go watch with you guys. But also they're gonna be dead serious on what they do for rematches.
Yep.
Because they want those UK fans to show up, and they're just like they've done recently, and I've enjoyed this about the Saudi shows. They make them matter now.
Yes.
Like they matter in story, and guess what? That's good because most of those fans already watched the current product.
Yep.
So
And them calling it Clash at the Castle.
yeah,
Yeah.
So and it's gonna be a post because I believe SummerSlam is 2 days, and that's like 4 weeks before or 3 weeks before. So-
Yeah.
They're doing SummerSlam 2 days?
yeah. SummerSlam is gonna be 2 days in Nashville,
Yep.
at Titan Stadium, whatever it's called, Nissan Stadium
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very hard for these other companies to compete with that. The only one that does it in their own country is New Japan, but that's, like I said, Pro Wrestling Noah is awesome, and they sometimes get the really big arenas.
Yeah.
But it's hard for them to compete because New Japan can go to a Nagasaki Stadium and sell 200,000 tickets.
Right.
That's fucking difficult to compete with.
Yeah. Now, so we'll move on from that. The last AEW topic before we get into some recaps, because Cal's got to go set up for this wonderful thing he's doing tonight.
Correct.
Wrestling.
So,
More
gentlemen,
wrestling.
according to the Jim Cornette experience, the Corny Drive-Thru, somebody did the research for this show. A fan did. According to CageMatch.com, AEW has had 3 years of television and pay-per-view.
Right.
We are including
Yes.
the 39 episodes of Rampage.
Right.
Anyone care to guess how many gimmick matches they've had, excluding 10-man tags, 6-man tags, 8-man tags? So basically, we're talking 150 some shows here
Yeah.
in 3 years.
I'm gonna just throw out a number. 122.
Lower.
Whoa. I wasn't gonna go that high.
I fucking felt like it.
45.
Cal, want to give it a shot?
I'll go in the middle 80s.
They have had 85 gimmick matches.
That's right, I win.
Not even counting. Not even counting. Oh, by the way, that's not even counting their 10-mans.
Right.
That's not counting tornado tags.
Right.
That's not counting 8-man, 6-man, triple threat. This is legitimately just. They've had stuff like they've basically removed the rules 1.5 times a show
Right.
since they've been on television. Now, I want to bring this up
Wow.
because Jesse, this is from your neck of the woods.
Right.
There were no rules in Extreme Championship Wrestling, but it didn't even feel like they had this many gimmick matches.
It wasn't necessary. Here's the
That's true.
Here's
It's
the
so
thing.
true.
Here's the thing.
Because remember, Paul wasn't deathmatch.
Here's the thing about AEW's gimmick matches.
Lazy booking. I
They're
stole
lazy.
that from
They're
Jim.
Super lazy.
Yeah.
Think about it. How many lights out matches have they done where the win
Three.
and loss doesn't count,
4 that I can think of.
and basically a babyface won over a heel, and it hasn't mattered for
It was the ultimate.
babyface.
That's the thing. It was the ultimate blow-off match.
Yeah.
And it didn't count.
Right.
Yep. Can I say Cole getting squeezed?
By a hug.
There we go.
Lost to a hug.
He lost to a fucking hug.
The more Jesse looks back on that match, because I know he watches that match once a month now. Is that kind of what you do?
It feels like
Yeah,
it.
once a month, Jesse watches that match. Every time, Jesse kind of goes, "Oh my God!" The more you look at this, it wasn't as bad as Kenny versus Mox, but it was bad.
Here's the thing about that one.
You'll never get worse than
You
Kenny
got
Mox.
way too ambitious. You thought I'm gonna do what they did back in the '80s, and we're gonna blow some shit up and make it look cool. And so
I meant the lights out, not the.
I'm just talking about that deathmatch real quick.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like you got so ambitious because Kenny Omega, who's never been a deathmatch wrestler ever, never been a deathmatch wrestler.
Gato wouldn't let him do it.
Here's the thing: he's never needed to do it.
True.
There's never been a need for him to do it. So you've never been a deathmatch wrestler. You try to do what Mick and all those guys set up years ago in
And
Japan.
by the way, to his credit, again, deathmatch is a niche, but John studied it. John did it.
John came up in it.
Exactly.
People forget John is one of the original GCW and CCW superstars.
Yes.
So
Hard to believe he got a contract in WWE, but
what? Well, to me, it wasn't. The more I think about it, because I go, if I'm Vince, how do you not look at that guy and go, I mean, he's fucking entertaining.
I don't agree with
Yeah.
Mox that Vince would want a Nick Gage.
No.
I don't think Nick Gage is Vince's
Because
cup of tea.
see, the thing with Nick Gage was outside of the ring. There were so many issues.
Yeah.
Mox was very clean outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So
He had his alcohol issues,
he had
but
alcohol
you know,
issues. But I mean, come on, man. Listen, I love Stone Cold. Stone Cold's great.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold also had beating his wife issues.
Yeah.
Stone Cold had drinking issues.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real.
Yep, no, that's real.
We
he
all
was
know
always
about the
fraud.
Hearts and how it's so sad to think about it. Brett's really the only one left from the family now.
Von Erichs. I mean, they had
Most of them are gone
the
now.
Von Erichs are the most cursed family in wrestling.
Right.
So,
yeah,
like-
well, there's not many. The original, there's only one left.
There's two of the younger brothers, from the younger brother, and then I think two daughters, and that's it from the
Von Erich?
Erichs.
Yeah.
Well, there's the one left, and he
Here,
has.
he's down in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Hawaii. He has
He's got,
two.
but he's got
He
his
has
two
two.
boys.
He has two
They're in
boys
MLW.
that
There's
are
also
wrestling.
Lacey, who was the
Lacey
daughter
Von
of I think one of the older brothers.
Yep.
So it's
They're the only ones that are involved in wrestling right
Right.
now. So
I mean, the only tragedy family, I can't even think of a family that doesn't have tragedy in wrestling. The Harts, the Samoan dynasty, them, geez, Guerreros.
but
Yeah.
here's the thing with the Guerreros and the Samoan dynasty. At least most of them are still alive.
Eddie's issue was just
heart failure, and then
Yeah, heart
I
failure.
guess the Samoan dynasty. I mean, you got Umaga.
Yokozuna. Well, but remember
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna's issue was he just
didn't
it-
stop eating.
No, that's just it. He just couldn't get the weight down because here's the deal, and this is not my diatribe. This is just fact, scientific. At some point, the body's like, this is too much weight to handle.
Right.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, the heart, lungs, and kidneys can take a lot, but when you just don't give them any reprieve, that's what happened.
I think even in that video package said it was like falling asleep just midday. Just,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but
scary stuff.
Definitely.
yeah, 85 gimmick matches, 1.5 average, pretty much a week. In this year alone, we're not even halfway through. I think they're up to 16. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where Vince gets a little lazy,
I mean,
but not this lazy.
how much do I talk about like each week when I'm watching a match, and like the hardcore match going on in Leroy's living room,
Yeah.
and he's got to go tag him out.
Yeah.
And
Hot take.
and you know, you go to watch a WWE show and you just fucking bored because they do a rematch with a gimmick that doesn't make any sense.
Allison pointed this out. Let's take the most recent egregiousness, which was Drew versus Sammy.
Sure.
If you take out the lumberjack match, I think that storyline is huge.
I don't disagree.
The original ran and then go straight to the cage. The problem with the also to be fair, the only issue with the lumberjack was that Sammy still got away.
Right.
If Sammy steals one because of the lumberjacks,
Right.
then we go to the cage, ultimate blow off. But if you take out the lumberjack, you're good.
Right.
But WWE gimmick wise, I mean, Jesse, we'll go arguably an entire pay-per-view cycle, and it's just singles matches, tag matches.
Yeah. You see, here's the thing with AEW. To me their biggest failure
Yeah.
is
And the sad part about it is, Jesse pointed this out a couple weeks ago, the guys who should be in gimmick matches in AEW aren't. That's the part that no one seems to get.
like you literally let Joey Janela go, but if you were gonna do hardcore matches, that was the guy to use. That's where he's best suited.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Joey found his niche, and people were like, well, so did Joey Ryan. We ain't here to have that conversation.
No. His niche was being a douchebag.
A complete
A
dick.
complete dickhead.
Yes.
But yeah, I at some point, like, you just have to book better than your counterpart in Connecticut, and you haven't done it.
Well, that's the thing that Jesse, you pointed out 1,000 times, and Cal, you've mentioned this a few times, just in the sense of, I know you don't watch the show as consistently as we do, but
I should have turned your camera back on.
Oh,
but everything,
I'm dancing.
but everything
there.
that Cal has like said to me, Jesse, it's almost like listening to you in the sense that the parts that you do see, you're trying to be something that you're not, in the sense of, okay, a lot of this just doesn't make any sense.
Also, get rid of those damn corner cameras.
Oh, he hates the ring post camera.
Yeah, I heard last
with a
week's episode,
passion.
yeah.
Because I keep watching the matches, and the wrestlers are calling the spot, and I can read it, and I can hear it during a match, which means I know where the match is going. I mean, the match can still be enjoyable, but it's now less enjoyable because I know the story they're telling. Because inadvertently, they're calling it like you kind of should, but I shouldn't hear it. You know what I mean?
And the most interesting part about this actually happened to me this morning, and this is worth bringing up towards the end of our AEW thing. We'll end on this. So the YouTube channel for Jim Cornette, official Jim Cornette, has officially dropped parts 1 and 2. It's 20 hours of the Cody Rhodes omnibus. It's everything that they said about Cody Rhodes since AEW started to now.
Okay.
Wow.
What's so weird is the first 15 minutes of part 1 is a minute of them saying, okay, this is what it is,
Right.
and now here are the clips. The first clip of talking about Cody Rhodes was before AEW started. And what's really weird, because this isn't about Cody, this is to help you guys with the thing. What's so weird, Jim said, and remember, this is a clip from 3 years ago.
Right.
Because the audio was different. Because
Right.
obviously him and Brian have gotten better
Right,
audio over the last
right,
couple
right.
years. It's like Jim said in this damn audio
Right.
before AEW started. Don't book like you're a mark. You can't have a gimmick every single week. You have to worry about advertisers. You have to have consistency in storylines. You have to, you can't let a bunch of guys do their indie shtick. You have to build everything that they've been basically guilty of. He predicted,
Yeah.
and it's not even that he predicted it. He said, "Don't do it."
Right.
So, how do you fill a stadium, and how do you make me believe in something when? Okay, quick question: why would I pay for a street fight on pay-per-view?
Yeah.
When I get 6 on Dynamite.
Right.
Why would I pay for it? Because here's the deal. You're not Vince. You don't have a stream service. You don't have Peacock. Leroy,
The
The
cop.
cock.
thank you. You don't
Love
have that.
the cock.
It's not a consistent, you pay the fee per month revenue service.
Right,
It's
right.
not Peacock is paying you a monthly check. You're doing pay-per-view.
Right.
But so you're the old school of sell tickets, make matches I want to see. Why would I watch a street fight, pay $50
Right.
if I get it for free on Wednesday night?
Here's the thing.
I
too.
don't get it.
Here's the worst part is that I'll just say it again. The biggest failure of AEW is their fan base.
Okay.
It just I'm sure you heard this from me last week, Cal, and anyone who listens to the show. It was actually funny to have a listener find me recently. We were talking about this, and he was like, I listened to you say that, and I went on the boards, and my God, are you right, dude? Their fan. So Tony Khan.
They like
announced-
to be cartoon characters. It's literally the smug cloud
Yep.
in the Prius episode of South Park, mixing with that George Clooney speech.
Right,
Because, by the
right.
way, the George Clooney speech in this situation,
Right.
we should make a meme of this. The George Clooney speech, that's the CM Punk fan base.
It really is.
They met and created a superstorm
Right.
of just absolute smugness
It's so like.
that they've earned none of.
So there is.
Yes, that's true.
So
Oddly enough, Punk has earned it, but hey, he George Clooney earned the Academy Award speech. So.
Right. So Tony on Twitter.
Punk did not take credit for the civil rights movement. I'll give him that at least.
Don't let him either, because I'll fight him too. Here's the thing. So Tony announces
I'll help him.
a match on Twitter,
Yeah.
and instead of just going, "Thank you, Tony. That's awesome, Tony." You know what they do? See, this is why we love AEW. He gives us what we want. Yeah, but he's giving you a pay-per-view match on free TV.
Yeah. Which by the way, I don't blame the fans for liking, but you think the advertisers are happy about it?
No, because on the pay-per-view is like fucking just Joe Blow versus your big-time guy. And it's just
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, funny story. We might have to look this up at some point. How many rematches, quote unquote blow-offs, do you think you're getting on pay-per-view in AEW versus on television? Because here's the deal. Everyone's like,
It's a good question.
no, because everyone's like, oh, no, that's not a blow. No, that's not a rematch. Moxley versus Omega, that was the big blow-up. Guys, you just had a lights-out match where you tore the goddamn ring apart beating each other up. It's a rematch.
Yeah.
Don't give me this lights-out bullshit that, the match. See, here's the deal. We all know that it's kayfabe, but you guys seem to only bring up kayfabe when it's supposed to help your argument, where it's like, what was the lights out? Wins and losses mean nothing. If they did, Jade Cargill would be the world champion, not a friggin' mid-card champion.
Correct.
She's already a world champion. You just won't give her the damn belt.
Correct.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is this. Cal, your opinion on what you've seen on the message boards on social media with these fans, are we wrong in saying that they're their own worst enemy?
Yeah, I mean, that's social media in general, but it
Well,
just
yeah.
seems like
Unfortunately.
that's why I kind of try to want to do a drama-free podcast, like where isn't all this versus that. But yeah, I mean, as soon as you put up a picture of WWE, here comes all the AEW guys like, well, there's no one in there, da, da, da. And then you post a picture of AEW. Oh, that's before the show even started. And then it's
yeah, the hypocrisy
yeah,
is
yeah.
insane.
Here's what Cal's referring to, and here's why it's bullshit.
Yeah.
that picture that got that started,
Mm-hmm.
who was in the middle of the ring?
Yeah, I know.
It was your world fucking champion.
Right. Right.
And by the way, even Tony Khan's not giving the world champion away before the goddamn match.
Right.
So, no. Your world champion with his music playing with the freaking decals in the background. Half the stadium's empty. It just acknowledge the fact. Again, Jericho said on Sports Entertainment, can't get totally mad at him, but like you said, Jesse, it's getting really cringy.
It's getting old.
And there's
It's like your boy Joe Gacy, but like it's cringy to the point where it's bad.
right.
It's
Go ahead.
bad.
Go ahead.
And then back to he's saying having these blow off matches on the pay per view. There's more ways than one to have these two still on screen together and not necessarily having a match. That's why WWE constantly is doing the contract signing. So
Outside of MJF, name one great
I mean,
promo you've seen in AEW.
I can't even think of one.
Yeah,
Like
that's
it's just
true.
they don't have to touch, but they get a little skirmish in there, and then it's like, oh, we can't wait to see this match. Whereas AEW is giving you it right there, and it's just like, well, why would I want to buy the pay per view? Like you said,
Forbidden Door is only another 8 weeks away. Maybe we're down to 7 or
Something
6.
like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
you already gave me Adam Cole versus Ishii. You already did it.
Right.
You couldn't have had those two do. And by the way, Adam Cole is perfectly capable of talking his way through it, and Ishii just has to stand there,
Right.
because that's who Ishii is.
Right.
Like, okay, to your audience, it would have worked.
Right.
Have Adam Cole talk for 6 weeks. No one's going to care.
Right.
But no, on a random Friday night, which was one of their worst rated rampages ever, you had Ishii.
Yeah, it's
Ishii on
crazy,
American
man.
television.
and
It's crazy.
I mean, are they kind of like some contracts where they only have to wrestle a certain amount of matches for the year? Or, I mean, because you're wasting
Nope.
them if you are. I mean,
Nope,
don't know.
nope. According to reports, the contracts are you are under contract until a certain date on the calendar.
Right.
There is no
No.
limit to matches.
Okay,
but back to my point, Jesse, that I've made 1,000 times. Tony Khan's paying these guys to go work indie shows.
Yeah, he is.
They take indie,
Probably seeing more on the indies than you do on TV.
but yet Tony's the
Well,
one
yeah.
paying them.
And that's the sin.
Yes.
Like Keith Lee, I mean, where's he been?
Like that's,
Nowhere.
That's to me, that's the sin. So we talked about Nick Khan finally getting more and more of these deals done, and it seemed to help that Papa H came back. But that's the sin. You want WWE to actually open up their world, and now they are.
Yeah.
It's a slow thing, but they are. But understand, Vince is not going to pay the insurance for those guys to go out.
Oh, definitely
No.
no.
So when they take indie bookings,
And why
that's
would
at their
he?
own, right?
Why would from a business, anyone who listens to this, regardless of what you love wrestling-wise, if you're a business person,
Right.
you have to agree with Vince.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not a successful business person. It's one of the first things they'll tell you in a business program. Don't spend your own money.
And I'm not saying that MAW would do it, but shit, if they start taking off even more, he's going to say, hey, System, hey, Rampage.
Yeah.
Like, I get, you have these other bookings. I might have to pay you a little bit more to not, but I need you here next week for TV. This is a
Right.
big deal to me.
MAW Warriors, once again, continuing to succeed in the
Saturday
CW time
nights.
slot.
Like, I just,
Yeah, they did good there.
Like, if I am a businessman, like you said, and you three are my top guys, I'm going to be like, look, guys, get it. You want to do this stuff, but you signed the contract.
Right.
You're my asset.
Yep.
Right.
Now, I have a young guy, say, whoever. Yes, this is an experience for them to get out there and get more work in,
Right.
more exposure
Right.
Yeah.
to bring back for the future.
Right.
And B, this is a chance for them to promote the company. Now, this is where you can test their loyalty.
Yeah.
Okay, he's fucking up on the road. Well, you're not getting that push because I can't trust you
Right.
in this spotlight.
Right.
You know,
And that's the
and
other thing.
that-
That's the other thing. Don't embarrass Vince.
Yep.
That's literally going to be the number one rule
And that-
if they get these deals done is do not embarrass Vince while you're out there.
And people get pissed because, back I always go back to the Twitch thing, but now that's different now. But
Yeah.
it's just he made these characters. That's why he changes the name. If I had Leroy and he was my Super Dragon or something,
Right.
I don't want him going making money off of Super Dragon.
Right.
That's the shit I made.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
From a business perspective, Vince is not
you
wrong
know,
whenever he does
and then he
this.
found out, okay, well, I can still make a percentage, yada yada yada. This is what you have to do. But
Right.
you know,
And
I'm
and
not
by-
going to put your name on the fucking.
And by the
truck.
way, congratulations to Xavier Woods for having
Yeah.
new stuff. Once again, Jesse, we talked about, not to interrupt you on that with the truck stuff, but we talked about this. You pick the time the dude gets the G4 contract
Right.
to question why he's not streaming.
Right.
The
Right.
the dude literally does G4 3 to 4 days a week, still does a live event here or there, and
Right.
then does TV.
Right.
He doesn't have time to stream.
No. But but already Thea's back on Twitch.
Yes.
By the way,
Is AJ back on yet?
AJ probably doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't know, but he hasn't gotten back on.
Okay.
But as I said, months into that, and even when she got released, and then when she got re-signed,
Yeah.
I said in the end she'll end up being right, and she was.
Yeah.
Vince likes a fighter, and here's the thing.
Which is why you get fired every
I
Sunday
would
and be
get
back by
fired every
Tuesday.
week and be back by Tuesday. Here's the thing. It's just one of those.
They wouldn't even
deals
take him off the payroll, probably.
to kind of, for me to wrap up AEW.
That would be wise not to.
Yeah, no. just
If I'm
don't-
Tony Khan,
yeah,
like I said, I would love to work for AEW.
we're on
in
our
this
next
sense.
100 episodes. What should Tony Khan do for his next 100 episodes?
Hire me, just so I can go to him dude.
Cal, you up for a trip to Jacksonville?
I mean, it's
Can we
nice
stop
there.
in Lakeland? That's where
Yeah,
my
there you go.
Auburndale is where my
Right,
grandma
right,
is.
right.
Okay, yeah.
She'll get us into Disney.
Because I think someone needs to go to him and be like,
Sweet.
listen, dude,
My grandma rocks.
you should run your business how you want, but also you don't always have to give things away. If if they turn on you a little bit, fuck them. But if you want to grow this thing, sometimes you're gonna have to make decisions people don't like.
Over under how many more years till Tony Khan gets a heart attack?
Yeah.
3.
And then everybody gets pissed because,
I don't think it's because of stress, though. It's because of all that cocaine.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be the
Yeah, that's
cocaine,
right. Yeah.
you know, like running your own business, obviously
which
with
is never done. I want to
you
point
know,
that out.
yeah, with WWE, yeah, they sign a lot of people, but they also cut a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they need to find the gem in the rough.
Right.
That's it's basically sports. Like they sign all these draft picks.
Yep.
And maybe 3 or 4 out of the 7 to 10 that they take make the roster.
Exactly. You
But
can pick
but for a
50 people in
entertainment
draft.
company, that's a bad thing. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you want the best person for the position. Like I worked across, Walmart, not to, think I'm a big shot, but I mean, I'm not going to put my slowest cashier on a speedy checkout.
Right.
I'm not going to put my best cashier on a self-check where Joe Schmo can do it and we can get by.
Right.
I'm going to put my best cashier
Yeah.
in the prime position where it's the busiest and can handle the customers where I don't have to go.
Right.
Same with if it's a cashier that's newer, I'm going to put them closer to where I'm at
Yeah.
so I can get to them faster to move the line. That's fucking Walmart.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
have that common sense. Just like, if I'm at a wrestling show, I'd be telling my boys, like, pull up your pants, wear your shirt correctly.
Right.
You're here for me. Don't be coming in fucking sweats. Don't be coming in pajama pants. Because I hate pajama pants. But it's just like, have a little respect, throw on some jeans, and throw on a t-shirt.
Right.
I don't want you coming in here, look like you're fucking stumbling, dumbling. No, you're not working tonight. Like,
Well,
Right.
everybody's going to have a priority for their thing.
Final point on AEW to piggyback off you, sir. Maybe, I don't know, put Jerry Lynn in charge of fucking something? All right, Leroy.
It looked like he was like pushing chairs when I was there that day, and some guy's like, "Look, it's Jerry Lynn," and he's like moving chairs. I'm like,
The fuck is he doing that for?
"Well, I mean, it's probably just getting by." But
That
it's
might
just,
be the most disgusted Jesse's ever been on this show.
I mean, you got the guy.
That might be
Use him.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Jerry Lynn's pushing chairs, Jesse.
Jerry Lynn has more fucking wrestling knowledge
In
than
his
an
pinky.
elephant dick. And you don't use him for anything but like backstage and pushing chairs.
I mean, I'm not going to shit on like AEW completely
Yeah,
with
no,
their
no.
camera
Yeah, no,
work,
no.
but that's something they need to work on. And I feel like,
yes.
NXT is the same way to compare. I feel like people in NXT are learning that craft, so if they do move to the next big production truck,
Yeah.
because I'm sure they're all training down there too.
Probably. Especially if they
But
go back to
this-
Full Sail like it's been reported.
But this is
Yeah,
someone that's, like producing
Smells so nice.
a fucking show every week,
It's almost-
Yeah.
it's
and it
almost
looks
gone,
like
but
they
it's
don't know
also
what the hell they're doing half the time.
Oh, that
Well,
was
they're doing like
no. I
think
have to
it's-
get some
I
new
think
ones.
it's 48 to 52 shows a year, so the minimum is like 48.
It's just like get these guys to practice more. Like I just saw a clip on TikTok. Not that like that's the greatest thing ever,
Yeah.
but they're outside the ring and the dude's protecting him, which he's supposed to do, which they could easily show from behind.
Yes.
Because the other cameraman's over there, because you can fucking see him. But you got the guy, he's hitting his chest, so he's not slobber knocking this dude.
Yeah.
And they're zoomed in on it. Like,
yeah.
if that cameraman sees that shit, he should know to go,
Right. right,
I don't have a good
right,
shot. I'm
right,
turning.
Right.
Or get yourself in position.
Yeah.
Like, if, Jesse's falling down over here, I'm not going to be like, nope,
Right.
got to go back over
Yeah.
to Leroy quick.
Right.
All
Like,
right.
when those fans enter the ring, you see him go back to the person, so you don't see that
Right,
shit.
right.
I agree, 100%. Two more things. We got spring break-in results. We'll look at that, and we're going to preview the wonderful show that this wonderful man will be giving us on the big screen tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So,
all right.
spring break-in
Spring break-in, yes.
happened. Good show. I
It was
enjoyed
a
it.
very good show.
And
I did too.
And I read an article that it actually brought them one of their bigger audiences they've had in this year.
Poor Impact. Scott's been doing such great work, and it's been so hard to get people. But unfortunately, until they move to something bigger,
Yeah.
this is going to be the continuing struggle.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right.
All right.
Should we go? All right.
We'll do,
So-
Jesse, we'll do Under Siege next week, so I'll let you marinate on that
That's
for a
fine.
week. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have that. I'll save that so we can have that for
Perfect,
next
yeah,
week too. All right, for spring break-in. All right, first one it was, and I was surprised and I enjoyed it. Cameron Grimes and with against Solo and Carmelo Hayes with Cameron Grimes getting the win.
These three guys, I think if they all
Damn.
move up to the main roster someday, it could be an Eddie Kurt situation where they could come back to each other in 5 years. They'll have chemistry 5 years from now if they don't work together.
I
When you put these three together, it's just magic.
did like the finish.
Yeah.
I mean that was a good way to end it, man. I was like,
Carmelo
damn.
Hayes always pulls out a move that I've never seen before. I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
was that?
And he was an indie guy, Jesse,
an
as
indie
you
guy.
pointed out a
And I've
thousand
had to
times.
rewind a few of his matches that I've seen and been like, do it again.
Yeah.
Do it
Oh,
again.
yeah.
That's awesome. Because I literally popped out loud for one of the things he did off the rope. I was like, holy,
Yeah.
And then Amy's like, what are you doing?
But he's not killing himself like
watching wrestling.
like Sammy Guevara, though. He's
Yeah,
actually able to do
I did.
this.
I did see one or two bad spots, but
That's going to happen. on
it
live
happens.
TV.
I was like,
It's
"Ooh,
gonna
that didn't work out." But they recovered from it
Yeah.
well. So I
This
mean, which is good.
Gets mox boxed. Great shit.
All right, all right.
There
Very
was
good.
some mistakes, but it was
happen.
great.
It's an
Yeah.
Elstein. It's
Right.
an Elstein rule.
Elstein.
and I'm
row.
done with it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
All right.
All right, next up.
All right. Next up with Nathan Fraser with Chase U
The only thing I have to say about
beating
this,
Grayson Waller.
The only thing I have to say about this is
This
my
is a teachable moment.
my
was.
mentions went up about 40% because people were like, "Are you seeing Nathan Frazier?" I'm like, I actually watched NXT UK. I knew this was coming.
Right.
I also watched Dark when they had him and they let him walk out the door.
Right.
But
He
this
is.
kid is anything. Just give him a sweater. That's all I want. Give him a sweater.
It's the fastest
That-
white boy I've ever seen.
that may make comment. Yes.
Jesse,
Fucking-
Jesse,
he's awesome.
We
I
may
love
have
it.
to take a classic. Sorry, we may have to take a classic hood classic and just remove it from American culture because I think white men can jump after watching
well,
this boy.
that white boy
Oh,
can
yeah.
damn sure jump.
Yes, he can.
He's been special for a long time. Former Seth Rollins student.
yeah,
In the men's division for sure. In the almost 80-year-old and 260-year-olds cannot fuck this up. there is a lot of good future down there right now, and if you do it right, then you're gonna be set the next 20 years. If you do it right, because
There we
Austin
go.
Theory so far is getting young John Cena treatment,
yeah,
which is smart.
yes.
But it's just do it right. Vince really does think he's going to live to like
Full
130.
stop, though. WWE doesn't produce new stars, though.
I know.
That's all I ever hear on
Yeah,
the internet.
that's all we ever
But then when we
Here's
give
my
them
question,
we
though.
give them a
I
chance, and
know.
Here's my question.
The other
though.
guy's
when he
buried
gets
now.
brought
Right,
up,
right.
when he gets brought up, are you gonna give him the time period? Are you gonna give him a pass in that period that Vince has Dominic in right now, which is show me that you can be a sympathetic babyface? Or do you think Nathan should just get in there and just
Nope. Here's the thing. NXT 2.0 is their baby now.
yeah.
If they're getting the reactions in NXT 2.0 you want them, you're liking them getting, okay? and you have mixed up bringing them up and down from NXT, having your main roster stars go down there as well to get people continue to watch NXT.
Yeah.
You just keep what you're doing in NXT and you bring it up and you evolve it. That's it.
Okay.
But don't do the shit you were doing with the Black and Gold brand,
Yeah.
because that just further tells me that Funky Love
Yeah.
need to fucking go.
But all I gotta say is no. This is everything with Nation. All right. So from this match back should be El Steen for anyone that doesn't know who Nathan Frazier already
Yes.
is.
There we go.
because
Yes.
The dude went head to head with some of the best in NXT UK, and he held his own
Yeah.
very well, mind you.
Guys, it comes out Thursday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the
And it's
US.
always available on Peacock.
And it's always available afterwards. Go watch it.
Grab it on the cock.
It is an hour of fucking great wrestling
You're welcome.
television.
It really is. All right, Leroy, move on.
All right. And then next.
Also, give him a sweater.
Oh, yes. that's fair.
Hashtag Nathan Frazier deserves a
And
sweater.
Grayson Waller is just a great heel.
Oh, God.
All right. So we
That's
had
it. He really does.
we had Natasha and
How he doesn't have a broken arm, though, we'll never know.
yeah, we got Natasha and Lash Legend taking an L from Cora Jade and our favorite and
Thicky
our
Lions. Okay.
yes, our favorite
Cora Jade and
Our
Thicky
favorite-
McThickson.
yes.
Cora Jade and Thick Donalds.
Yes.
Cora Jade and the Thicky Queen. Cora Jade and the Thick Finisher. Cora Jade and
I love this.
the hams of the world. God damn, why is she so good looking? It is ridiculous.
She is a well put together thick sister.
Well put together.
right.
I would like to get crushed by them ham bones, bruh.
Yeah.
Sounds like I listen to this every week, but live it's so much better.
You know what?
As a
when you
black
said
man,
the Mick Foley one,
as a wrestling fan, I try to keep the black man down in me because Bailey caught my eye years ago.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm like, you know what? She's
That's-
female Hulk Hogan, Jesse. She's supposed to be for the kids. Pay attention to her wrestling. I got to meet her once. She's a sweetheart of a person, so I've always tried to keep it
And
that
Tony
way.
Storm disappointed you.
Yeah.
Well, I still love her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
But Nikita Lyons does. I watch a Nikita. I watch a Thicky Lyons match, and the black dude in me
Fakita.
cannot stop staring at the world ham bones of an ass.
And-
I can't. I'm trying to be a professional so I can come to the show and report these things, but the juiciness, it's
The honey glazeness.
yeah,
Squirt, squirt.
it's like you take two big donuts and you just want to lick a side.
Gotta cool
like
them off
it
a
is
little bit here.
ridiculous.
And you know what's the really good part is? My girlfriend is okay with me looking at that.
I hope
She
so.
understands
Ladies,
and says, "Yeah, them
ladies,
are nice."
Understand? It is in our DNA. When you see
Jesse's
something-
DNA.
Well, for sure, my DNA.
Oh, yeah, for
I'm not getting in trouble with Amy.
It is. It
For
is.
sure,
I
Jesse.
never mean disrespect to women. I am for women's rights.
Yeah.
But I am also for being crushed by that thickness. Otherwise, this was actually a really good match.
Lash Legend is clearly putting in work to make
Yes.
this work.
By the way, she's also been doing really good work in NXT UK.
Yes.
Yeah, I honestly, that's one that stuck out was the Lash Legends. I was like, okay, get rid of that kind of whatever she's
Right.
thing,
right,
but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, where's Nikita? Is that her name? I don't remember. You
Nikita
said
Lyons.
900 names here.
Tequila Lions.
I feel like
Thicky James.
if she
Thick Stratus.
keeps doing well, she'll be up there, but I feel like this Lash Legends is giving me not
they
Nia
could-
Jax in the
yeah.
bad wrestling,
no.
but as the monster
Via Jax.
that I could honestly see going up there and just
They could
tearing
bring
up
her up
these
to
Barbies.
They could bring her up to the main roster
Yeah,
and rename
like,
her.
and that's why I thought it was great when Awesome Kong
Right.
was there because it's just like, just
and they could
beating
bring her
them
up to
down.
the main roster
Yeah.
and tag her with Charlotte, and her name would be Thick Flair. Yeah,
Leroy, next match, please.
Oh my God!
I'm-
yes,
because I'll go on.
I know.
We know.
I'm aware. Y'all give
You-
me shit for how much I talk.
you're-
Somebody's got to get this man off his
He just
shit.
has to get his YouTube channel going, and then he can go on
Yeah.
for
I'll be live this week 4 times. Check the schedule.
20 minutes. He's just gonna go off about that.
20 minutes. That'll just be the whole
I
video.
might have to just dedicate a show to her.
Yeah.
There you
I've been
go.
wanting to reach out to see if I get an interview.
There you go. All right, next.
I'm going to have to do it because you're going to pass out 5 minutes in.
I mean, I'll keep saying thick, and then at some point she'll get sick of it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All
All right. Now then we have the Creed brothers, because the Viking Raiders came down and they took a loss, and they beat the Viking Raiders.
Creeds,
That's pretty sweet.
in my opinion,
The Creed brothers.
I'm going to be
I
honest.
love it.
I thought these guys needed one more year. They might need.
They might be ready.
They might need 3 months.
Yeah, they might be.
I
good.
Put
think
them
so.
in the Alpha Academy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Them against
That's what I
Alpha
felt the
Academy.
right,
The whole time. I mean, you know,
Oh, that would be nice.
just because Angle had his,
right. Team Angle,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
those type of wrestlers,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel is like. This is.
Because Chad
Two
Gable
extra
actually
style-
does deserve a singles run.
He really does.
I mean, you put those 3 with him, and he could just be the front man, kind
Yeah.
of like
Right.
Roman.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily he's going to get
That
to the
would-
heights, but
that was the unique part about Team
he could be.
Angle.
Yeah.
Angle was definitely a singles guy the whole time.
Yeah.
There was definitely a separation between the tag team and the
Yeah.
single.
Yeah.
All right, Leroy.
that would be a good
I mean,
one.
this Diamond Mine thing.
This was
cool,
just
but
this was just a really good match.
It was.
just
Yes,
really
right.
was.
I like that. Apparently, in their training, they just went, "We're just gonna work within your amateur background, and we're just gonna make."
I
this
love
thing
that
work."
style.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, yeah,
oh gosh,
no,
It's
love
just
it, love it.
Physical, I love physical wrestling. So
I hate to say it, they can outwork maybe any tag team in AEW.
There we go.
Not name Reed Drag.
All
who's
right.
the tag
well,
team champions down there right now?
I mean, listen,
Pretty deadly.
That
Pretty
I
those
must
guys.
I must give FTR a lot of credit though. Thank God they went off and did their own thing.
Oh God,
Yeah.
because even Tony finally realized, oh, they're good at this.
Well, it's like people forgot how great they were. Go ahead.
all right. Main event of the night was Braun Breaker against Joe Gacy. Braun Breaker successfully defended his title, and then
He got kidnapped, bitch.
that's some crazy shit.
He's gonna die next week. That's how he gets called up.
Joe
to the main
Gacy
roster.
looks like Alex Riley, and I cannot look away. It's
Oh,
like I feel like I know this guy, and I was like, it looks like
Wow,
Alex Riley.
Oh,
you know?
yes.
Joe
I-
Gacy.
I
was
haven't
creeping
thought,
me out.
Joe
I didn't
Gacy,
think about that, but
like-
you're right. Oh
like
my god.
Jesse has said, this is what Bray Wyatt could have been.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that I will give them credit is they took a gimmick that's supposed to be creepy cult and they haven't tried to otherworld it. They haven't tried to gimmick it out. It's just a creepy dude that can talk.
By the way,
Yeah.
clearly now has some sort of tag team with him. Because the two main guys we keep seeing in the hoods
Yeah.
are actually guys they're training, and you can tell because these guys are built like a
Yeah.
motherfucker. So it's going to be very interesting to see I actually do think he's going to still take that title off of him.
Oh yeah.
But like I told you, I don't think it'll be this Tuesday.
I think
No.
if he did too, I was just kind of doing my pretend booking,
Mhm.
like I like to think I know what I'm talking about. If he does, obviously
Your bar is Tony Khan. You're fine.
Yeah, we move.
Yeah.
We move Braun up, which
Yeah.
no question about that.
nothing to talk
Yeah.
about
But
there.
then we set a new precedence for NXT where Gacy just kind of, go back to Undertaker in the Ministry of Darkness.
yeah,
You get that kind of feel like he's running that show.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That way it's, more eyes on your champion and more eyes, to, what's he going to do this week with someone?
Right,
Not necessarily
right,
make a huge faction
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
NWO,
Also-
but it's just like,
Yeah. Also,
hey, I'm in charge.
right.
You mess with me, this is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
If I say you have to lose this week, you're losing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
Just
they're
comes out
gonna.
saying you're like,
Yeah.
well, what do
I
I,
think
gotta
they're-
lose? Like, I
Right.
can't. No.
Also,
Right.
also Jericho. That's how you get a hood and don't look like a Klansman. Anyway,
But
But
I
then you
think
put him
they're
up on
gonna-
a cross, and
Yeah, they're gonna try that storyline they were trying with the other dude that they released, and I think that'll be
Yeah.
it'll be better. Whoever
Yeah.
they got so far,
now,
it's
okay,
working. Hopefully.
now we get to the show where Cal, once again, we appreciate you. You have worked hard to do this. I know some things were thrown in your face this past week, but as of right now, it's still on. We're gonna see,
yeah, the
Backlash
WrestleMania
on the big
Backlash.
screen.
Yep.
Yeah, but so Leroy,
Yeah.
25-foot
I,
inflatable screen.
yeah,
I
which
will.
I'm down for.
I will definitely, if we have it over the summer, we'll be able to bring the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
The kids got to get up early. I wish I could be there.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So,
right.
all right. First match that I got here is going to be the Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, I Quit
This
for
is the
title.
match where Jesse believes Charlotte Flair will actually lose a limb.
She will lose the title as well. But this has been a horseshit build.
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah,
This
not
is-
that good.
For once, I'm not excited.
Like this is
I'm excited for in between the bells. I'm not excited for what Charlotte's going to be yelling because Charlotte's been so cringe this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. This match just has a weird aura.
why would you try to shoot fight with that person?
You've been asking that for a month now.
I still don't
I've
understand.
always said if I was a professional wrestler, if me and Brock, even if we have personal issues, you want to know what I'm not doing?
Poking the bear.
I'm not gonna try to shoot fight the motherfucker. Not saying even if I thought I could win, why would I try it?
I mean, she did fuck her up pretty good the last time they had a nice little singles match where the kendo sticks, man. I felt. Whoa.
At SummerSlam.
Oh,
See, but
man,
that
Ronda
was
got
a weapon.
wrecked. Yeah.
That
But it
was
was a
a
weapon.
weapon.
That was a
You're
weapon.
trying to sit up there and straight up street fight Ronda Rousey. That's a terrible idea.
Ronda
don't
Rousey
know.
will f you up.
Because I know she says she's worked on them issues, so she doesn't like flip. But I don't think she's got very far in that. And I'm not trying
She's
to offend
mad
her.
about an interview that no one else is angry about anymore, and it's 3 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
It's older than AEW.
Why would you want to shoot fight this woman?
All right. I think we all agree we do see Ronda winning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Charlotte needs to go home and relax for
Charlotte
about
needs
6
to be
months.
sit home for like 3 months. Like go home.
Yeah.
Go home. Andrade can tag the shit out of you, and then he'd be better when he
Well,
comes
it's not
back.
like he tags anything else literally in AEW.
Well,
so
hey, at least he got
gotta
something.
do
He tags a paycheck
That's about it.
There we go. All right. Next we got
in
up.
a stairwell.
Oh God. All right. Next we have Cody and Seth Rollins number 2.
I'm looking forward to this so much. Forget anyone that says that they don't want this pay-per-view. I want it for this. They've done a good job. And what I love is that they've added a lot of pieces to it, but it hasn't detracted from them. They are still uniquely their own right now.
Yeah.
I still want to see them. They haven't added too much. They haven't added too little. It's been the right mixture of, okay, this week it's just the two of them. Next week we're going to sprinkle in some other storylines, some other guys to sort of take away from it, but still it's highlighted,
Right.
and then they sprinkle them back. I'm excited.
All right.
Because Seth, if nothing, whether it's the rematch or the first time match, the dude is the most athletic dude in the company. End of fucking conversation.
And it's good. And
He's the best workhorse they have.
I'm
Yes.
not even picking anybody. I like both too much.
Oh, God.
I think they're finishing this thing. Well, I'll say this. I think Seth wins this one because I do think here's the interesting thing. So
Give us a
finish
blow
it
off
up.
at Hell in the
Roman
Cell.
had those comments recently.
maybe.
I think they were going to try to do maybe Cody getting that one of them championships by Mania.
Yeah.
I think they're going to move it up to SummerSlam.
We'll talk about that next week to let it kind
Sure,
of, you know.
but I think the plan, because to give WWE all the credit in the world, this is what he's supposed to be. This is what he's supposed to feel like. Once again, that crowd, it's like they turn. Well, some of it was his own fault.
No, yeah, 100%.
I tell people like at least 50% of it was his own fault.
I am still coming up with something that you must do to yourself punishment wise because you got out of Rhodes to the top season 2. You got out of Rhodes to the top season 2.
But I will
There's
say
always
this.
Total Divas.
That isn't
he
that.
gets to
not
look
bad.
at the women. That's the
Right.
issue. Nobody. Okay.
Well, it's not a punishment if Sticky Lyons shows up. On
As
Total
I
Divas.
comment on every post about Brandy Rhodes, name a more attractive woman you don't want to see anymore.
Yep.
To be honest, I'm getting actually-
Priscilla Kelly, because
Yeah, I'm about to
she
say.
yelled at me.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention that little cutscene in NXT Summer or whatever.
Spring
Amy
break,
happened to walk in the room as they're like running in the beach, and I'm like, "This is great timing by my girlfriend."
Right.
That always happens.
Right.
Don't worry.
And I just happened to be on the phone too, like talking to my mom about Mother's Day, so it's like even triple awkward. I'm like, all right, well,
Thank God I got the woman at home that I do. All right.
But
Me too.
This Cody Seth match is going to be a banger.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. No, they're going to be
The-
great.
And the next one coming up, I think this is going to be a good banger too. AJ and Edge.
Funny
Damian
enough,
Priest is banned from
yeah,
ringside.
Funny enough, this is the match I'm waiting to see.
Yeah.
I
Are-
love this Edge.
See the fun part. Damian Priest is banned from
Do
ringside.
you hate that
Are they
he's-
going to bring another person into the
I think Tommaso Ciampa will show up.
Ciampa
tonight.
will probably be here.
into this? So they're going to
Do
have a
you
free
hate
match.
that he's using the cheap sports pops, or do you think it kind of just works with it?
So I want to explain to people because I understand where the criticisms come from.
Yeah.
but he clearly explained to you what this character is. It is a darker amalgamation of everything else he's ever done.
True.
So
Because you think this might be his send-off.
this
could be.
This will be the last gimmick we see him in WWE. He'll probably get a world championship, and then when he loses that, he'll be gone.
Okay.
But I also think, because he's already explained this in an interview, his whole idea for this faction is the fact that when he leaves, either Priest or Ciampa, whoever, will take it over.
Yeah.
And it'll basically be a faction that can continue to build young stars underneath these
Because by
older
this
guys.
time next year, I think Adam Copeland will be happy with leaving, and he's not coming
Like
back.
I said, I think by
Yeah.
SummerSlam next year, he'll be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. This is going to be a banger match. Because I think AJ at the WrestleMania next year, and I know people don't want to believe it. I think he's going to retire.
I'm just a fair
He might,
warning.
yeah.
Just a fair warning. I will not cause any harm to this cafeteria, but if there are some big moments in this match, I'm not gonna. There's only 6 of us. I'm gonna be running up and down this damn hallway, being like, "There's some shit going on. It's gonna be good."
Right? Yeah.
All right.
I cannot wait for this match.
All right.
All right.
Then we have our Madcap Moss against Happy Corbin, Darren's cousin.
Is it okay, Jesse? I have to say it because this is where. Okay, I think that the old timers in Funky Love actually did plan this to where the good jokes came out after the turn.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten less cringy and more funny since he
Yes.
turned on Happy Corbin.
SmackDown this week, I actually thought those are pretty funny.
Or am I just watching this through rose-colored glasses? I feel
I don't
like
know,
I feel like
maybe.
Madcap's actually gotten funnier.
But
Bald
this
Wolf,
past
yes.
Friday was really funny. I will say this though. They got to get rid of Madcap's music. It's fucking terrible.
I agree.
It's so fucking terrible.
Yeah, they do got to get it.
Give him a happy punk song that sounds like an Irish punk band from the.
You
back
know
in
who
the
came
day.
in and just immediately had one of the most perfect songs?
Shinsuke.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Well, besides
to be
that,
fair,
yes.
Shinsuke Nakamura would make anything work. He's fucking Shinsuke Nakamura. Jesse, your boy got some time, and it was beautiful to watch. No, actually, it's Cora Jade.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
And
yeah.
actually, Tiffany's music is actually not that bad either.
Tiffany's basically though is a remixes of Tanya Valkyrie, of course.
Yeah.
Who just, by the way, I'm glad you're back in Mexico, and just stay working in Impact in Mexico. Just shut up every now and then. I hate,
Even John's kept his mouth shut.
I really hate people who talk like I don't mind you explaining your experience, but then when you start to go overboard, I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this. But
So basically, she's the female Carl Anderson.
she's getting close.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah,
This will be a fun match because I think this is going to be pretty heated.
And listen,
Pretty heated.
And here's the thing about this match: if you have no interest, this is your piss break. What do you think?
That's fair.
So it's going to be heated, but
If
how
you
do
don't
we-
bring Haitian heat hot sauce tonight,
we
I'm
go.
going to beat your ass with a chair.
that is
Here's
true.
the bad thing: I did not pack it. So Haitian Heat Hot Sauce, brought to you by Al Sands, right here from locally in Duluth, Minnesota. Haitian Heat, 5 hot sauces, 2 barbecue sauces made with all natural ingredients. So it doesn't. Also, you not only do you get a kick in your hot sauce, but you get a lot of the flavor. And in the barbecue sauce, you also get a lot of marinade. So you can marinate it with your meat, with your vegetables.
We got to talk to Al because my dad wants about 2 gallons of it.
There you go.
Al Sands now once again training for another fight, but still go on Facebook.com/Haitian Heat to put in your order.
He's got a great team over there.
That team is always putting stuff in production. They're working all the time now, thanks
Yep.
to all the orders coming in.
Yep.
Like I said, be on the lookout. Read the site because they will keep you updated. Once again, that is Facebook.com/Haitian Heat. Also, just watch the beautiful promos that his daughter puts out.
And I want to point this out. We're not going to go into the full commercial this week, but they just had a banger of a show. They had some huge names there too. Just go look up Dark Arts Entertainment. They had a great show this past
Yes, they
week.
did. Yes, they
and
did.
you should just go watch them. I mean, we've done
There
a
we go.
commercial with that. We're going to keep doing the commercial,
Right.
but after that show, just
There
And
you
like
go.
I said, I should be at the show in July.
Okay.
I will let you guys know if I have that confirmed.
Yep.
That way, if you want to come meet me, I'll be there.
yep.
All right.
All right, so next match.
Next up, we got Bobby Lashley against Omos with MVP.
See, I like the first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I didn't hate
Oh,
it.
so did I,
thought
yeah.
the WrestleMania
Yeah,
match
I
was
didn't mind it.
and I think this is great for almost.
Yeah,
Omos.
He's almost there.
I think
I think it's a great.
I
you know,
think
you got
that
a veteran.
Bobby's dialect just doesn't allow him to say Omos because Bobby just keeps going Omos.
I will just say what my
I
issue is with this whole thing.
Great way to get him even more pissed off.
Yeah, right.
It
There you go.
just feels weird.
Okay.
It's just, I get what they're doing,
Okay.
but it just like Bobby. So Bobby is for those who don't know, because somebody who works in WWE is just like, I like to fuck with people. I'm going to tell them lies, and sometimes I'll give them the truth. So they leaked a photo of the rankings. So there's actual rankings in WWE of like who's my top babyface, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and the wrestlers can actually see it every week where they're placed in this list.
yeah,
And that way, it's a motivator.
yeah,
I guess it's something WWE has been doing recently, and of course, Bobby Lashley is actually the number one ranked babyface on Raw, and Cody Rhodes is 2. Clearly, I think they're trying to rebuild Bobby as this monster babyface,
yeah,
so he can beat Roman.
yeah.
But it feels like Cody should probably be the first one to do. Well, besides Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
By the way, boy, was I right.
Yeah.
Because people were like, he's not even around the title picture. He's feuding with Corbin. Like, he's still a main eventer. He's a 2-time WWE champion. He beat Brock Lesnar. Like, this guy is still a main eventer. He beat Goldberg. Like, he's a main eventer.
And the fact that he went away for so long, comes back, and Vince pretty much puts him in the same spot.
Yep.
Eh.
where he actually could be the first guy to beat Roman.
Yeah.
They're making it very believable.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's what it sounds like they would like to do with Bobby. But this feud with Omos feels like build Omos. No problem with it. But that to me should not put you back with Roman Reigns. I don't know. Like I said, it just feels.
Yeah, I get you.
I mean, either one of those, Bobby or Drew, who do beat Roman, I feel like it's redemption too.
Yeah.
Drew's first title
Yeah.
obviously was pandemic era.
True.
Bobby had some injuries in his, so it had to be
And to be
switched
fair
around.
with the Drew
Yep.
McIntyre story, he beat Roman.
Yep.
Before Jay interfered in that match at Survivor Series during the pandemic, he beat Roman Reigns.
Yep.
But because of Jay, he lost the match.
True.
So yeah. So I'm looking forward to this, but it's definitely lower tier. It's definitely lower tier on the card. For
Oh
me.
yeah.
All
No,
right,
yeah.
all
No,
right.
I agree.
And
All
plus,
right.
it gives them something to do, and I go back to the, a veteran working with a young star.
Right.
Yeah.
Because A, it's going to give the person experience.
Right.
B, it's going to give them some shine.
And MVP's going to sell the match
Yeah.
like
Right.
crazy.
You
So
know.
yeah.
Because then, like you said, it does make Bobby look stronger if he does put him out.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
And Bobby and Drew both, again, world title holders.
Right.
So this makes them credible threats
Yeah.
Right.
to Roman.
Right.
And if Roman does go over,
Seth
it
is
makes
still a
Roman
credible
look
threat 'cause
stronger. So
Technically, Seth did not lose at the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
So
yeah.
All right. What's up next there, Leroy?
All right, and the next is the main event. It's the six-way tag with Drew McIntyre and RK Bro
Jesse's-
against the Bloodline.
To
was this
Je-
not a Raw Women's Championship match?
No. No. The main event's the.
No, they don't have
There's
a.
no championship.
There's no. Ra-
No.
There's no
It's not a
contender
winner- yeah, no,
for
yeah, no, it's not-
Bianca.
It's,
so
it's not a winner take all situation. But no. To Jesse's point, though, I think that this particular show proves what Jesse said last year, which is, okay, it's called Backlash for a reason.
Right.
It's supposed to kind of end some of the still lingering stuff
Right.
from WrestleMania. Then the new season starts.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's not a defense at this pay-per-view, I'm not angry about it, because at this point, I'm actually going to be angry if they give me a Roman defense too early, because he's supposed to now be the guy who ducks everybody.
yeah.
So I'm okay with this. Clearly, they made a change on the fly. They don't want to unify. That was probably something that each week they went back and forth on. I'm okay with it. Randy Orton is arguably doing the best thing he's ever done in his career right now. Like,
Randy
I mean,
Orton is still a main event.
he's that much fun. I mean,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
it's just unbelievable. But no, No, I actually can't wait to see this because you have a lot of great workers. And again, the wild card is Riddle. Still has never had a bad match since signing with WWE.
Yeah, I know.
No, he has not.
And then
He's the wild card.
These matches are a little different from WrestleMania too, because some were tags, some were not tags.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously Drew's not involved in the Madcap and Corbin. So, to all you people that say it's the same pay-per-view, shut up. It's not. It's different.
No.
It's another variation.
Yep.
But hey, we can always just give you, storyline that doesn't come back for 3 months. But
Cal, loved having you.
We're better than that.
It was a lot of fun. Could you please, one more time for the viewers, where can they now find you?
well, right now, just search us out on Facebook at Friends of the Squared Circle. Again, just getting started there. Put our first episode out. Eventually, we'll be collaborating with another podcast. The name is in the works, but we're going to be under like a little umbrella of different shows. Look forward to that. But right now, I'm just trying to get my piece of the puzzle going, which is Friends of the Squared Circle. And eventually, I'll have you three on individually or a couple at a time. Depends on what's
Oh,
happening.
we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Zero
We
issue
definitely
there.
can do that.
And
Zero
for
issue.
for Friends of the Squared Circle, we hope to promise you a drama-free podcast where we don't debate any pre-matches, post-matches. It's strictly getting to know you and what you love about wrestling. And my favorite part is what you collect. And it doesn't have to be wrestling related. It's just something you collect.
Right.
Because I'm nosy as hell. And it's show me the collectibles, baby. So
I have a problem, and my wife does not stop me from collecting it.
Amy does give me a hard time about my collection, not obsession, Zach. Of
I said
Otis.
borderline.
So,
I believe it. Check the audio. I believe I said borderline.
but
I
yes,
believe I said
yeah.
borderline.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
did.
eventually, the Twitters and the Instagrams and the
Oh, no,
YouTube
yeah.
subscriptions will come. But right now, Facebook is heavy. And up now on the Facebook, I do have the 13 card subject to change shirt. If you are a large or extra large, feel free to comment on there. Tonight during the pay-per-view, I will pick a winner. And that is yours because they don't have my size yet. So,
Or mine either. and
yeah.
I'm on the
So
damn
feel
thing.
free to check
Which is
that
not our
out.
fault.
Yeah.
That's
got
actually
it.
production's fault.
I have to sell. I got a few more. Then I'm gonna buy some.
Hey, I just got
I'm
one
gonna
for
sell
you. So.
And then how are you gonna love your girlfriend after I start selling body parts from you, huh?
I got real dark after my.
She'll kick your ass.
She probably will.
I would
Yeah,
apologize for them, but Lord knows nothing will help that. Anyway, Jesse, your 4 weekly schedule.
So let me just let you guys know.
Yeah, please.
This is about to become normal. The live streams, all of that, this is going to become normal. So get on, if you're listening to the podcast, get on the YouTube and subscribe, baby. I've actually already posted some dates while we were doing this. This week I'm going to go live 2 or 3 times. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I'm going to go live. Also, as I said before, you can find me on all platforms at Big J Still 89. That is Twitter. That is Twitch. And also Facebook. It's probably going to be under Jay's Take.
Yep.
But go ahead and add it because the Tuesday show will be an amalgamation. It'll be both on the YouTube, but it'll also be on Twitch because
go.
I finally figured out what fucking program I use. And then also, feel free, as me and Leroy have said 1,000 times, send in your questions via email because on the Wednesday show, I want to read them.
Yeah.
I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to hear how much you hate my opinion. I cannot wait to read that stuff. So
And
Blow
Leroy,
up them DMs.
Yeah, you still
you
have
go.
the mess. You have the
Like I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
your mess. So
No,
yeah,
it's great.
So yeah, as soon as you
send Facebook Messenger and
Right.
then
And then
we'll answer.
And then
so.
Leroy, before we go, I believe you were talking about the more shows will be uploaded to our YouTube following this coming Monday. I believe you were going to throw a few more up there.
Oh yeah, I gotta get because I'm pulling some down and
Okay.
I got. It's about that. I'm trying to keep up to date to about 10 shy of what we have up
perfect.
already. So
Perfect. All right.
I'm in the 88, so I got to get up in the 90s.
Yeah.
It won't take long.
And then also within the next 3 weeks, because I'm finally trying to get the dates down for a lot of the independent wrestlers.
Yep.
Look out for the interviews; they're coming.
Yep, they
All
are coming,
right.
folks. So we appreciate everyone. Like I said, like, subscribe on YouTube, like, subscribe on Facebook. We also, like they said, we're on Twitter. You can find us at Podomatic.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Are we on Amazon?
I believe.
Yeah,
So
we are
good.
getting a lot of hits on Apple and Google Podcasts. Keep
that's
it coming.
fantastic. Yep.
We love it.
We appreciate it. So anyway, we will see you guys next week. Cal, once again, thank you so much, sir. You definitely
problem.
added to that draft, and we're gonna have to probably make this a yearly thing. Maybe bring in some more people for it. It'll be a lot of
Definitely.
Right,
and
right.
then what I
All
say
right.
on my little show is crank you out.
fun. Appreciate it, guys. Have a
You
wonderful
know
day.
what? You know what I'll do before we go,
What's that?
guys? When you go to the Facebook in the links of this podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Cal's page on the show. Make sure you guys go check out that show because it's absolutely very good.
Yep, we appreciate it. All right, thank you all so much, and have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Bye bye.